Everything that brought me alive. Oh, we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but I know I'll live high. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my hands without an alibi.
Well, hello once again, everybody. I am Nick Dichiria, joined by none other than Will Stuart, and we are bringing you the Partners Promoting Darts December Nationals Tournament. It's day one singles with $31,000 on the line here with about 30 divisions. Will, how are you feeling?
Hey, feeling pretty good, man. Happy to be here for this event. Lots of money to be had this weekend with our singles, our doubles, and our triples events going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So excited for some money to be splashed around here. And the action's already underway in all our divisions. I think we got a match coming up here. Well, now as it's Johnny Lackey taking on Francisco? Yeah, Francisco
Alcala Sr. So this is going to be a Division II matchup here for you. This is out of Thirsties in Pinehurst, Texas. This is going to be a middle bracket match. So we're going to be looking at cricket, 501 Fat Bull, and then tiebreaker will be cricket if needed.
This is Francisco's second match of the day as he played Jeff Burning out the gate. Jeff actually beat him and went on to play John Pilgrim. Francisco had a bye in that next round, and this will be his second match taking on Johnny Lackey. For Johnny, he played John Ferris, won that one, took on Jim Nolte, just losing out to that affair. This is his third match, so should be interesting. There's our Mon, our buddy, throwing right next to him. How about that? Give him a little shout-out as well.
Yeah, the king of Star City Live. If you guys haven't been watching those streams, they've been doing some great work over there, having these little head-to-head matchups that they've been doing multiple times a week, too. They've been streaming nonstop over there.
Yes, they certainly have. Like to see what they're doing there. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We know that there's a good match going on for the PDC. Maybe you pop both of these up if you would. Definitely want to keep an eye out on some of these players. This is Division number 2. I don't think we've mentioned it yet, but Division number 2 here is what Johnny Lackey's in, and this field is stacked. I look at our Division 1 bracket. That field is stacked. I think it could be said all the way throughout our divisions, huh?
I mean, there's literally 30 divisions. There's, I believe, 300 or 400 players playing today and a lot more playing tomorrow for the doubles. I mean, when you have a tournament that's $150,000 plus for the weekends, you're going to have your full attention and focus. And we want to make sure, I know with the World Championships, it's not ideal timing, but we wanted a chance to highlight these players out here and show some of this top tier talent.
I definitely agree. Johnny looking here for a 7 mark, has it. Nice 7 indeed, as he's going to pop 152 on the scoreboard compared to Francisco's 38. Francisco, you have to do some damage on these 18s before he can look to close on the 19s. Let's see if he can come up with a 5 mark or more.
He
How
does
about a
get the
7?
more.
Yeah, or more. You got to add that or more in there. That more just got him ahead, but I don't think it's going to last too much longer. Does Johnny take a look at these 18s here?
He does, and he
Yes.
swings right at him there. Getting our first 9 mark of this tournament coverage for day 1 here.
Well, we'll get you some booms here later as our man Sean Green will be joining us a little further down the road. So we look forward to seeing him in our virtual commentary booth here.
Dr. Handsome is looking pretty good in form here. His loss on the winner side to Jim Nolte did come down to a last leg decider there and within reach as well. So Lackey playing very solid today. He seems like he's feeling good as we get some BGTDs in the chat there from John Wilson.
We're also getting Kicks in the chat. That must be Francisco's nickname is Kicks. Let us know on that one, maybe.
Kicks and Dr. Handsome. I like it. Sounds like a good matchup here. One thing to keep in mind with the format here, just because we are talking a higher level division here, the second game is 0-1 and the loser does go first. Typically means that we usually go all 3 games in this middle bracket here. It requires a big break of throw to go otherwise. And Johnny's just marching along.
Pull out my memory bank here as I almost forgot our little format here until you mentioned it. Yeah, that little 0-1 kicker on the middle of our middle bracket.
Well, I mean, it is one of those things where I used to play in this tournament every single time back before I was too busy broadcasting them. And it's definitely one of these players tournaments that you really look forward to. When you play these leagues, you don't necessarily get a lot of money back when you play in the Dart League. That's because it goes to tournaments like this. And every 3 months they go on, they're quarterly. And this is what you really are excited to see as a player when these big bonus pool tournaments go on.
Indeed. How about a 4.88 there from Johnny Lackey? Kicks is going to get the next start. It's going to be 5:01 here. So, like you were mentioning, we usually see a third leg here. But let's see if that's going to be a fact or not. You never know. Every once in a while, you can stray from that bull. A little bit easier said, or a little bit easier done than said. We've all been there before.
Absolutely the case. The key to the 0-1 here is 2 around gets the money is the saying. If you get 2 bulls around, you're in good shape to hold your throw here, unless the guy behind you is playing perfect. And if he's playing perfect, there's not much you can do. You can see there's some frustration.
Yeah, Johnny Lackey can put himself in position here. A nice 150 would put himself kind of in a great position to potentially win the leg. Unless Kicks can pop back with the 150 of his own. But even then, Johnny's going to have the first look at the checkout, it looks like.
He needs to go for 3 triples there. And it looks like he did start up on the 21st to give himself an outside chance there. But no, Johnny Lackey still playing the soft tip perfect 0-1 right now.
Tell you speak it into existence and he pops it on the outside of that one. That's all right, though. Couple outside, 146. He'll still have the first look here with Kicks back at 269. Going to have to come up with, well, a couple bulls and then some. That'll help out. 119 is what it'll leave him.
Very doable setup for level 2 players. It's just 2 bulls and a single. It's open out here. No doubles needed. 146 needs a triple.
Trip 20.
Back to the bull. Do you like setup shots like that where it leaves that double 13 there, where it's not traditional double to leave on?
No, and see this is where I've always told you I'm a steel tip player. He'll take out this 50 right here. So that's where I lack an 0-1 and somebody has the upper hand because some of these guys know their soft tip outs where I still go at some of these outs steel tip way just because I'm so accustomed to it. Like a 146, I'd be tempted to go trip 19, trip 19.
And I wonder the mentality behind it. I mean, in freeze rule, that's the right shot to go back to the bowl. If you're playing a doubles freeze format, I wonder if that's like just the autopilot taking over of trying to get it to a 1-dart finish regardless. I agree with you though. I think in that situation, going to that 16 to leave that trip 20 is a way better setup if you're going to leave a 1-dart finish. You can see this is the diddle right here. This is not a game, so they're just seeing who goes first here.
Yeah, unique diddle here is virtual diddle. Unfortunately, we don't have like the darts live setup where we can pop it in and it like reads it all. I mean, we're not going to go through that thing. We're going to give the old count up.
Well, the darts live boards are trying to replace us. They have the commentators on there too, or the announcers, I should say. So darts live is trying to replace us entirely.
All righty. Well, here we go. Game number 3, Lackey to lead us off.
Let us know who you have in the chat. We have about 80 people tuning in here. Let us know who you're cheering for, where you're watching from, and what's going on, and why you're not playing in this. I mean, there's $150,000 across these 3 days. There's a lot to be had.
I saw, what was it, 1,200 people playing in this bad boy?
Across the whole weekend, yes.
Across the whole weekend, yeah, that's what's right. I checked out the little Facebook post there from the PPD. Was it yesterday, I believe?
Yeah, as they get everything finalized, the traditional Tuesday cutoff for registration for tournaments like these for the upcoming weekend, they got everything dialed in. And I mean, these players are raring to go. I know this is your warm-up day. Your singles, you get it out of your system, because if you win first place, there is $400 with your name on it. But tomorrow, I mean, we're talking bonus pool where you could win thousands. Chris Watson in the past winning $4,000 to himself amongst other players. This is your warm-up day.
Little warm-up day. Singles is always a lovely little warm-up.
I mean, Johnny's looking solid. Other than that missed 146, which is a big out to try to go for. I mean, he's looking really good in cricket right now.
Hold 2 kicks, a good opportunity if he can hit a couple of these triples, and he does not. He would definitely like to have that first one back. You can kind of see him bounce there a little bit, wishing he would have had that round to come back to. But how about this, Miss Marla Turrentine tuning in, saying Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Marla, it's a pleasure as always. Excited for our next steak dinner with you and Jim. Johnny here, in control.
For the closure, exactly what he gets. 250, 114 here. Lackey in control as he looks to advance into the next round. And boy, does he have a doozy of a match. We may have to keep it right here, buddy, as it's going to be Zach Hunter awaiting the winner of this one. And Zach is a quality player out of the Houston area as well. Seen him at a couple tournaments this year, as well as in our, I believe he's kind of getting involved in that Star City Live. We saw him on a match, well, a couple, I believe it was last week that he was on a match.
It was not long ago at all. I mean, Zach Hunter, when we saw him at TOC, we said, write down his name. This guy is on track to be somebody, and he's consistently improved since we said that.
With a big 9 mark as we're talking, trying to save faith. And look at this, a big double. A big double on the 15s from Johnny Lackey to close those bad boys out. You know how I feel about those doubles in cricket. Every once in a while, make use of them, my man. Make use of them. It's there for a reason.
I'm with you on that. You got to feel comfortable playing the whole board there, especially with your common doubles to shoot at. I feel like the 19-17 doubles don't make much sense to me, but your 16, 15, 18, 20, they all make sense. Johnny Lackey takes it.
4.57 from Johnny Lackey as he will advance. Now, just a reminder, Kicks isn't done. He's going to go to that last chance bracket where we'll still have a shot, a one and done bracket. That's right. Talk about pressure. One and done, folks.
Yeah, and speaking of that bracket, let's go ahead and take a little look at this Division 2 bracket. We can kind of get a good idea of what's going on over here. So we got our bracket right here.
Take a look at that one, and you may want to Yeah, I was going to say, just do the update real quick because I knew Zach was awaiting, and he will be playing Johnny, and then David Powell,
which is out of
sitting there.
Skybox, by the way. So that would be a 2-camera matchup if we do actually get that matchup. So I mean, this is some exciting stuff there. You already called out Zach Hunter there, and then just look to where Francisco is going in the bracket. He'll be down over here going on against Nicholas Langston. So triple elimination format. If you look at the very end of the bracket, so we can take a look at our payouts real quick. First place, $430. Not a bad singles win when I believe this event's about $40 to sign up for. So you're getting tenfold on that.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Well, do you want to? I don't know if this zooms out at all. I was going to say we can go check a look at our Division 1 bracket because I know some people are curious. If this Division 2, what does Division 1 look like? Well, folks, it's good. Let's just say that. Mike Maloney sitting, awaiting Daryl Cortez. That'll be for the king seat. Mike Maloney had to come. Yeah, listen to this. Mike Maloney came through Kenny Doyle, came through Kevin Mitchell, came through Jordan Meyer on the day. And yeah, I'll just stumble off some names here. Daryl Cortez, Mike Scarborough is who he came through. And then Steve Hennings. Now, Mike had to play a guy, PDC Tour Pro, I believe, Jules Van Dongen. All right.
Yeah, I've heard of him. It sounds familiar.
Couple more big names in that bracket. Bob Anderson, of course, Kenny Doyle, JC Martinez, Steve Diker, Austin Braswell. Yeah, that.
Oh, rematch. Jules and Mike Scarborough going at it again right now, by the way.
That is interesting right there. I wonder where Jules is playing out of. Maybe Sharks this weekend.
I believe Sharks. I believe he did register out of Sharks.
All righty. Well, there you go, folks. That's an interesting brag. You can check these out for yourself at CompuSport.com. Go over there and pull up the PPD brackets, and you'll check out every single December Nationals singles bracket, doubles bracket, as well as triples. I believe all of them are up and active right now.
That is right. You can be following along the action. If it's not live with us, you can follow it along on CompuSport. Follow your favorite players to get notifications. This Zach Hunter Johnny Lackey match should be ready within just a few minutes here. So we're going to kind of put on a brief hold for you guys. As soon as this action gets back going in about 5 minutes, we'll be bringing it right to you.
All right, everybody. In the meantime, we found a quick match. This is Division 30, actually. Matt Johnson taking on Mindy Broussard, is I believe what I'm seeing there. Mindy's actually playing on all seasons up there in Tacoma, Washington, where Willie Walker is at. So wanted to make sure we went ahead and give these guys some love, as well as give you a match in the meantime as we await Zach Hunter and Johnny Lackey. So we'll leave this going in the meantime. Hang tight. We'll have that match coming in just a second's time. Let's give a little love to Matt and Mindy in the meantime.
And a wonderful hat trick there from Mindy as she is doing some work. She already has one leg advantage here. If she wins this, she is moving on, and Matt Johnson will go to the last chance bracket here as they are duking it out. 52 is the number needed.
See how she goes about this. Looking for the 2. Ends up in the double 2. She's going to set up double 16. Look, a little crowd here set up, and she was like, hey, I'm about to advance possibly. Come on in. Watch me do this bad boy. Matt Johnson needed a 123 here. Let's see if he can pop this number in. It would be an impressive hit if he can do so.
It's still a live one.
Yeah, I was going to say this is open and open out, so he could go 45, trip 20. He did have an option there.
Well, we'll see. 32, single. Your goal is to stay on the inside of that wire and don't fall into the 7. One more of those 16s will do it.
Oh, she went a little high. Now she needs a single 5. Oh, and just into the double. And this will be the thing that you find on some of these lower divisions is maybe it's not getting down the board. Maybe it's just that checkout. Even though it could be a fat number, it's just a wire outside or a hole outside. Maybe that's where that little division based happens. If they can maybe cut out around here and there, they'll be in division 20.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's just about taking the checkout. When you're playing low level singles, it's all on you. It's all on you, keeping yourself calm. And there we go. She does fall into the 7, just tosses one up at that 18 there to get it to another single dart out. Matt Johnson in position, as I believe our other match is just about to get underway. So after this game, we'll pop over there to the Zach Hunter Johnny Lackey match.
I like it. Let's see if we can get a winner in this one, unless it goes a few rounds, but I think we should be okay. Oh my goodness. How about that?
Oh,
big hit.
So we'll keep an eye on updates for this match, but we are going to pop over to Zach Hunter and Johnny Lackey now. That is going on.
Matt fighting for his life in Division 30 as he is able to put that one in to make it 1-1. Johnny Lackey starting us off here. How about a big 7 mark? He didn't start us off. Zach did. Unfortunately, only coming up with a 2 mark, so he's going to be scrambling here.
And Zach's a very capable shot. I mean, Johnny Lackey has had plenty of stream time. I feel like a lot of people know who Dr. Handsome is by ego alone, and I say that with love. But of course, with Zach Hunter, I mean, he's going to play like he has something to prove here. And one of the best parts about Nationals, Will, and this is a big factor, while it is being streamed, they just know that they're at a streaming location. They don't know when they're on the stream unless they're actually pulling up the feed, which kind of removes that stream pressure for a lot of these players.
And that is a thing. In the back of your mind, you may know that we're streaming, and you may know that you're at a streaming location. Do you know that you're on the streaming board? Possibly, possibly not. But as you continue on, you know that's not shouldn't be in the back or shouldn't be on your mind unless you're tuning into the stream, chatting like, "Oh, Mike Maloney."
Yeah, and there you go. And then there's Mike Maloney. When in doubt, just talk about doubles. He shows up.
He knows he doesn't have a streaming package currently at his location, but we are getting more. I know for a fact that they have ordered a plethora of cameras that should be making their way out to bars sooner rather than later. A little updated system as look at that. Big 9 mark there for Johnny Lackey.
Some great stuff out of him, and I agree with you. The camera packages. I text all the players that are playing at the streaming location to kind of let them know what's going on. I accidentally texted a few players that weren't at streaming locations, like Hunter Van Beek, for example, and he's like, "I don't have one, but I'm going to get one." And I was like, "Perfect. That's the stuff we love to hear." And I can't reveal details yet, but let's just say this next CSE season will have the most locations we featured yet.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be a fact. I think we're going to divvy them out as we so please. And then if you're interested, you can hit up the PPD yourself and buy one of those packages and get them set up at your place of business per se.
Let's talk a little bit real quick as this is just chugging along here. Johnny Lackey just doing work. Another 9 mark there, or sorry, 8 mark. I was preemptive there. But I mean, let's just talk a little bit about how you qualify for the Nationals tournaments. To play in the Nationals tournament, all it is I believe playing, you have to play 6 matches within 90 days, so 3 months to qualify, if I'm not mistaken there. And on top of that, players in the top 500 are eligible for the bonus pool, which is active during the doubles events. Top 500 players are broken down into different bonus pools with thousands and thousands of dollars on the line here. So pretty much anybody can play this. That's why you see so many divisions.
So you said 6 times in 90 days?
I believe it's 6 league matches in 90 days, if I'm not mistaken here. I'm going to double check that on the rules, but to actually play in Nationals without the bonus pool, you don't actually have to play very much to qualify. It's pretty much anything goes type tournament.
That's not bad at all, honestly. 6 matches is doable. You look at a person like myself who we have a board, which I randomly found online here in Wichita. We're going to get that in the PPD system soon, but yeah, if I could venture out and play in a couple events in 90 days, why not?
Here's the correction here. It is 9 matches within 90 days, but 3 of them can be DRTs as substitutions. So 6 matches, 3 DRTs, which is how most players typically qualify. But 9 matches within 90 days. If you're playing 1 league a week, you qualify for Nationals. That's as simple as that.
That is doable. Definitely doable. Get involved today. dartstoc.com. You don't want to miss out on some of this monies.
There's lots of monies to be had. Isn't that right, Mike Maloney?
I mean, you look at a guy like Jules winning $20,000 this year at TOC alone. Well,
that's a great payday.
Let's be honest, 20,000 plus.
Yeah, exactly, because he was winning a lot of those no-cap events as well. And when we interviewed him after winning the men's CSI, I was like, what are you doing? He's like, my wife says I'm not allowed to get a car. That's what he told us.
Mike Maloney put it out there. These guys aren't in the top division. Well, when you only got 15 players per division, Mike, we kind of got a Wisconsin situation here where the first 5 divisions could probably be one division in its own.
Yeah, it was you and I talking earlier. We're like, Division 18, that has to be low averages. And it was like 3-1, 3-2 players, which is not terribly low when you consider things. It doesn't really, these spreads are super tight. You're talking a 0.2 MPR difference in brackets other than Division 1 and Division 30, where obviously there's going to be a wider spread.
53 needed here for Zach to take this to a decider. Oh, no. Johnny Lackey with an opportunity to 2-0 this one and send Zach Hunter to the last chance and a match with David Powell.
Single AT needed.
I definitely forgot about the open out situation, even in these upper echelon tiers. So that one threw me off for just a second. I was like, surely he's not going to go double 9 here. But there it is, Johnny Lackey with a 2-0 win over Zach Hunter. Didn't see that one going that route. I thought for sure we'd go to a last chance decider, but we'll head back on over to Division 30 with Matt and Mindy in a cricket battle. 1-1 here. Matt with a nice 55 checkout. The last time, or in his last match before we went on our way. I think we're getting our board updated there if we can. There we go. Nope, that's just Will because Will looked at the game screen and thought, oh, yeah, that's surely Matt's scoreboard.
Will just likes to make sure I'm on my toes because I was like, I'm pretty sure I just watched darts hit the board.
You definitely freaked out there for a second. It was quite funny from my point of view.
Well, the national stream is very much in similarity with the CSE, but even crazier because we're watching 4, 5, 6, 7 locations of boards. While also, I'm in Florida, you're over in Kansas, and these players are all over the country. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to make this happen. So if something breaks, I'm not surprised. I just need to know what broke. And look at that, everything's working, and fingers crossed, we're going to have a great stream all day. These brackets are well over halfway done, other than maybe some of the lower level divisions. I mean, we're already in the King Seat match for Division 1 here. I mean, I expect the upper divisions to be done within about two hours, give or take, and lower divisions a little bit longer, but not by much.
I would agree here. We're rolling on through. And what do we start at? 1:30?
Yeah, so the tournament started 1:30 Central, and then they have about a 15-minute grace period to get their matches going in between each individual match.
There you go. We roll right along. Enough time to use the restroom, maybe grab a drink, maybe have a munch of a French fry or two before you're right back to the board again.
And let me tell you, PPD will keep you on your toes with making sure you're on time. If you're past that 15 minutes, you are going to get penalized. And these players know that. As Paul Rogers in the chat says, I haven't seen a bad stream from you gentlemen yet, and I don't believe today will be the day either. Thank you, Paul, for the love and support, buddy.
Yeah, Paul Rogers always tuning in, whether it be PPD streams and or USA Dart streams. Love that. Love all the support. Definitely means a ton. Let's see if Matt can put himself in position here. Looking at the 16s. Needs a lot of them. Needs a triple here. Just a single mark. So Mindy, with an opportunity to close the 16s.
She was playing solid the entirety of us watching her, by the way. I mean, she was nailing those bowls like they did something to her.
Look at her here. Set it up. Big triple 16. Now she can go to the bulls if she wants to, or the 15. She says, why not a little bit more points? Good decision there,
That's
Mindy. She's playing well.
And this, again, for reference, this is the bottom division, right? I mean, I believe Division 31 might be the bottom. Division 30 here, she is a 185 average, and she is playing a very good 185 at that.
Certainly so.
There it goes.
There's a big double. How about that? Mindy Broussard on to the next round. In the middle bracket, Matt Johnson will have to go to the last chance decider if he hopes to continue on.
Yeah, that is the case, but Matt is not out, like you said. There's still fight left in these players because they know anything can happen. I do believe we have a little break here until we get that David Powell match up against Johnny Lackey, and so that's going to be the next one we're bringing to you. Just give us about a few minutes here, no more than probably about 5 minutes, folks, and the action will be back here shortly.
everything that brought me alive. Oh, we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know that will come. We're out up till dawn, but how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Oh, we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence without an alibi. Getting lost in memories, the surface deeper. Want it all surrounding, feel it shining. Shining through. Getting lost in memories, the surface deeper. Want it all surrounding, feel it shining.
All right, back in the action here. We got a little two board set up now. We're going to actually show both locations for this matchup of Johnny Lackey and David Powell. I'm Nick Dichiria, joined by none other than the beautiful Will Stuart.
Ooh, talk dirty to me, why don't you? Here we go. Here we go. Should be another interesting matchup. Johnny Lackey playing out of Thirsties. David Powell playing out of a Skybox in Kissimmee, Florida. See, I was getting a little tongue-tied there with the Kissimmee. Kissimmee, whatever it is.
You're right on the money. You're there. No one ever pronounces Kissimmee right. You're fine. Not even people in Kissimmee can say it right.
Have you heard that old town, or have you heard the old joke of, what is this town we're in? Kissimmee. Are you sure? Are you sure? They ask the people at the Burger King, hey, where are we at? And they say, you're at Burger King.
No, but I like it. I like it. It's very similar to Royale with cheese is how it sounds to me. So. All right, here we go. David Powell, a player that we have not featured on the stream before, but these are both 4-5 players, so it's going to be some high average affair. Of course, I speak a little soon there as David Powell is not happy with his opener. And Johnny Lackey, of course, we featured a few times here. This is going to be a great matchup here and a very important one because you need to try to win out your middle bracket. If you win out the middle bracket, you guarantee third place. Only top 4 are cash. And fourth place is only money back.
Cash. Wow. Okay. Just shows you what is on the line here. Just kind of taking a peek here. I want to see loser to 1036. So the loser goes to the 7th place match. I believe.
It should be about right of where they're at in the bracket here. Of course, with those triple elimination brackets, it can get a little tricky to keep track of everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They certainly can. Unfortunately, already out of this tournament, Larry Keith, Billy Meyer, Bradley Bryce, and Hicks, unfortunately, already out of this Division 2 singles event.
That's unfortunate to do, but like we said, this is the warm-up day. The big money's tomorrow, and how I've always approached this tournament as a player, you have a good time on Friday just trying to get warmed up, trying to get yourself in tournament form. Saturday, you're serious, and Sunday with triples, you're having fun with your team.
And it does look like Zach Hunter came out on top over Jeff Burning right after taking the L to Johnny Lackey at our last match. But big 9 mark there from David.
And David Powell's an interesting player. A lot of people will be like, "Who is this guy?" Because most of the people in Division 2 you kind of seen before because they're all 4-5 or higher. But David Powell's the pinnacle of he only plays for money at the house type player, travels for work all the time, and I was someone that sparred against him for years, and eventually we convinced him to finally sign up for some leagues, and he came out of the gate after never playing a league in the 4-0 average range. Wish I could do the same nowadays.
Heather's telling us to say it. When neither one of us are the boom people, we leave that to Sean Green, but we'll give you one, I guess, the next go around. Hopefully he'll be on to do it.
We're stalling for Sean at this point.
I keep getting called out for it too. I even got called out by Liz Tynan today. She reached out. She says, "You talking to Drew Carey from the Price is Right? Because he dropped a Boom Goes the Dynamite."
Did he really?
He dropped a Boom Goes the Dynamite on Price is Right.
Someone said on the other day there was a NFL game on, and one of the announcers said "Boom Goes the Dynamite," and I'm not kidding you. I got 10 text messages, at least. Everyone's like, "Oh, did you guys get paid for that sponsorship or royalties?" And no, that was not the case.
Well, there is a big win from Johnny Lackey, a 4.71 to do so. David opening up with just 80 scored here. Lackey with an opportunity to take advantage with the 150 pop. Not going to happen here.
And so it's still a live one for David Powell. He just needs to hit 2 bulls around to keep that gap in his favor. So he needs to stay focused here and hit big. You can see in the background there that's Austin and Stacy Braswell. Austin Braswell is playing on this board earlier and has been helping players get situated on this board as he's unfortunately knocked out of Division 1.
Yeah, there's some talent in all of our divisions, honestly. It wouldn't surprise me seeing some big names fall, and they are falling. I mean, let's be honest. There's so many good players in one bracket. You're bound to have some upsets for sure.
Yeah, it is bound to happen. They're saying, I got a shirt that says "Boom Goes the Dynamite."
You got a couple of people that rock the jerseys, whether it be the Boom Goes the Wisconsinite, the Floridian, or just our original Boom Goes the Dynamite jersey. Love seeing those around at tournaments.
Johnny trying to leave himself an out here. Does do so, but not a pretty one, which means David Powell has a chance to really put some pressure on that 167.
Got a little lucky there, honestly, with that ricochet landing in a bed that left him a checkout.
And some big trouble there is no bulls found for David Powell. Johnny Lackey has to feel really comfortable knowing 167 doesn't really need to go here. It would require perfection.
Doesn't need to go, but it can still be taken out. 2 trip 20s and a trip 16 here would do it.
Just
And
low
it's
on
just underneath. Wow. So here we go. Lackey to win 2-0 with a 48 here. Looking at that trip 16.
and pops it. Johnny Lackey having a little bit of a hot streak, and the only game he lost, the only match to Jim Nolte, another Floridian, was in a Game 3 scenario. So Lackey looking strong today, to say the least.
Who will he play is the question. It'll be Randy White or Jim Nolte in the next round. We will await and see.
Exactly. It shouldn't be too long until our next match, folks. They actually are going to put on for you for a little bit here. It looks like we do have another match from Mindy. So let's go ahead and kind of pop that over here in the meantime.
Back over to Mindy versus Elise.
Yep, that's
Elise
Elise
Rendon.
Rendon,
Okay.
Rendon.
Rendon, whichever.
We need a language arts teacher here. We need some help with some of these names here.
Elise Rendon is what I would say. Let's see how this one goes here. Do we know which leg we're in here? Let's check it out.
Leg number one.
Whoa.
She doesn't even
flip
realize
that board
she hit it.
back around.
Oh my goodness. Oh, she realized it right there. Now she's running right up. But yeah, no. So this is going to be a first game in the middle bracket here for these ladies. So we're getting some spinning going on here.
Gonna take a pop up that bracket. Amy is waiting. The winner of this one, Amy Colosso.
I'm gonna take your word on this one. I'm not gonna argue with you on that, as these ladies are making their way down to this board, keeping the point differential nice and close here. As I believe we have someone special joining us on booth, someone widely requested. I believe it is none other than the famous commentator, Sean Green.
He's doing the fake out right now of talking and acting like he's talking, but he's not. So we'll just wait on him to decide he wants to come back in.
Yeah, do that image. That picture right there, that's perfect. The one where it's half
is
me and
perfect.
then it's you. You got the two of us? Here, let me lean in for you.
Which way to? There we go.
No one can see this except you guys, by the way, so I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying having the look.
Mindy's
We're trying.
dominating this leg, guys. I'm telling you what.
Mindy has been throwing well today. She's actually a Division 30 player, Sean. She's
Wow.
this Division 30 is kind of surprising, honestly. We saw her in her last match against Matt Johnson. We've been floating between All Seasons and Thirsties so far in our coverage today. And yeah, Mindy's playing well.
Don't tell me those are the only two locations that are working streaming-wise right now.
No, we've got plenty of locations,
Okay.
my man.
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
featured locations today, sir.
Ooh, I love it. I like it a lot. Well, guys, I missed you guys. It's great to be back. By the way, Heather Fuller, this is why I love you. I don't know if it's why everyone else does, but I see that you have yourself a Boom Goes the Dynamite jersey. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that.
She also demands a Boom Goes the Dynamite. So if you would like
Good.
to give her that one.
Well,
She told us, say it.
I know, and then I typed it out, which probably freaked you guys out.
I was wondering. I was wondering who that was. I figured it was the Boom Gods.
Well, look at that.
Randomly
Big 5
occurring.
mark. Mindy, level 30. Let me pull this up for you. Level 30, that is a 1.474 to a 1.808. Or no, 1.858 to a 1.952 is level 30. So right there. And Nick, do you have a mustache?
I do. I am currently working on my, as Will put it, my Super Trooper. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, I told him it was his Farva look, but he didn't know who I was talking about. And I said, oh, buddy.
You want a large Farva?
A large Farva.
Yeah, I'm working on it right here, trying to get something a little different. Show that I'm a mature commentator rather than the
Go
young
back to
buck
that
I
winning
used to be.
dart. We don't need to see our ugly mugs. That's what I want. I want to see what Mindy shoots here because she's throwing dynamite. Big darts. I don't know. 2.25 is not way above her average, just to say the least, but that's a pretty intimidating Division 30 player.
And she's in the one loss side too, so she's in the middle bracket. So she did lose out to Destiny in the second round.
Sally Wooden in the chat here saying, hi, Mindy. Sally Wooden, fun fact, was my first ever partner for Nationals. When I played in this tournament back when it was under a different name, but it was the same idea. That was her and I playing together in, I believe, like a Division 15 doubles matchup.
Okay.
4 years ago, maybe 5.
You know, Nick, every time we take a break and then we come back, it's like you've practiced all your great dynamite drop-ins you're going to have. It's kind of annoying. It's much easier just to make fun of you, buddy.
Well, I'll go back to my usual. Darts.
You guys seeing this, that Jules is in the 2 loss column in level 1?
Yeah, and he did lose to Mike Scarborough. I don't know where his second loss is from, but his first one was to Mike Scarborough in round 1.
The same. He's lost to him twice now.
Wow. Mike Scarborough, a CSC Challenger Series player we've had a chance to interview and feature before.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so you guys know all of this format and all that good stuff. Let me in on the information, which will also maybe let in some people who are just watching. Paul Rogers, how's it going, bud?
So right now, the format is as follows. Winner side with no losses is going to be race to 2 cricket, except for the King Seat match, which is race to 4. On your loser side, which is what we're seeing here, is going to be cricket, 501, Fat Bull open out, and tiebreaker would be cricket, of course, with our classic count up diddle. Or countdown diddle, if you will. And then if they go down with 2 losses, there's a last chance bracket where it's going to be 1 game of cricket. And of course, just like you guys saw at TOC with us, is it's going to be based on the number of losses for when you get to your finals there. So how many losses you have is very impactful for if you have to double or triple dip in the finals.
Okay. This is going to be a fun night.
It is.
Just
These
let you
brackets are
know.
moving fast.
Mike
Yeah.
Maloney, king seat holder in our division number 1, coming out on top of Daryl Cortez. So worth a mention there, fellas.
Are we taking over-unders on how many doubles he shot during that?
I'd say at least 2.
Oh, at least a couple. And Daryl Cortez heads to the loser side where he will potentially play Kenny Doyle or Mike Scarborough, as you mentioned, coming out on top of Jules Van Dong and sending him to the last chance bracket where anything can happen.
Yeah, it's a race to 1 on that too, right?
Yep, and he's got Scuba Steve Diker playing out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, he just beat JC Martinez, which is a pretty good name to see playing PPD leagues. There's going to be some people here in Division 1 next season that is going to be fun to watch.
Buddy, I was looking at all like the top 3, and I haven't looked at Division 4 yet, but I was serious when I mentioned to Mike. I said, Mike was like, "Oh, no Division 1 love," or he said something in regards, and I said, "Man, like." Or he said, "These are Division 2 players." And I said, "Dude, when you got 15 per bracket," I said,
Right.
Division 5 and above could honestly be in the same division."
Well, let me tell you the breakdown here, bud, because it is that close for some of these. It's a 5.591, which is joules, in Division 1, all the way down to a 4.508. So it's the biggest gap that you're going to have, but that's joules who's doing that. But even still, Jules is in the last chance bracket with that average. So, and then Division 2 is a 4.506 to a 4.259. And I don't know many level players, level 2, level 3, level 4 players that you've ever played with or against or known that have those high of averages. That is an insane level 2, I must say. Look at Elise here, getting it done in leg number 3. Leaving herself 28.
I love the way that Will put it earlier. These Division 2 and Division 3 is a Wisconsin Division 2 or Division 3. I think that is the most appropriate way to describe how intense these when you read Division 18, you don't think a 3-1 or higher player. And
No.
that's the case in Division 18.
No, I didn't even do this yet. Let me look what division I would be in.
I don't believe they go that low.
If I'm nice to myself, if I give myself like a good day, I'm probably in division 18 or 19, and on a normal day, division 22 is where you would find me. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Our first 4 divisions are our Division 4 is 4.002 to 4.149. So
That's
that's
so
our
close.
Division 4. That's
I would be
crazy.
in Division 4 according to my TOC stats as a 4.0. So
let's just rub it in there.
No, technically a 4.000 would probably bump down to level 5.
Fair enough. Well, that's why I'm in the commentator's booth nowadays. Sean, didn't you beat Will last time you guys played in darts?
Like 10-5 too. We played a lot of legs. I gave him plenty of chances to get back into that win total. No, that was you, Nick. I beat Will 3-2. Did not give him any chances.
All right, guys. So that will conclude today's broadcast of the PPD.
And Sean's gone.
We see
Elise
the diddle right there.
taking it down.
Yep, that's the diddle right there. So we're going to game 3. Elise starting us off here. Let us know. We had some love for Mindy in the chat. Any love for Elise as well? Let us know who you're cheering for and where you're watching from.
Yeah, doing so will enter into you. No, I'm just kidding. Can't do that today.
I looked at you so quick. I was like,
you got so freaked out.
Well, I was like, if Sean wants to raffle something, that's on him.
Well, guys, if you're watching along here and you've never seen this before, do you want to know how to become eligible to play in major PPD events like the CSC Challenger Series and PPD Nationals? Players become eligible for those by playing in PPD leagues and daily remote tournaments, or DRTs. Leagues are starting daily. Get involved by going to dartstoc.com and checking out the map. The map will show any location with G3 boards within the PPD system. They are always accepting new members, so if you're not seeing anything in your area, just have your vendor contact them on the website. From there, players can sign up for leagues on the website, and it doesn't take a ridiculous amount of games to be eligible either. Consistently playing 1 league a week will keep a player eligible for this event and future big events that are going to happen. Again, go to dartstoc.com to get signed up today.
And just to give you guys a heads up, after we conclude this game here, the next match should be starting shortly after. That'll be Johnny Lackey and Randy White's back in Division 2 going on there. So a little CSC clash going on.
Yeah, there's going to be some big dogs on the stream all day long, or all evening long, probably. especially when level 4 is big dogs. You'd be in level 5, Nick. Reminder.
Oh, perfect. All right. I was wondering what level I'd be in again. What level were you again? 20 something?
22 if I was accurate with my actual average. Will, what would you be?
Yeah, that's a good question because I'm just now getting on the bull shooter board myself. So I'd probably be. Let me look at those averages one more time. Right now, probably 6'5".
Well, welcome to this millennium, first of all, for getting on the bullshooter boards. And we're happy to have you in the
I
future.
just want to say
Finally
real
found
quick.
one online.
Johnny Lackey, Randy White both diddled a 180. They're going to a tiebreaker diddle, by the way, on our other board over there. I just wanted to point out that in the background and kind of call it as we go.
Well, I hate to point this out to you, bud, but it's only one leg in that match, so it could be over by the time this one is.
No, the Johnny
If Jules
Lackey
is
is in the
playing.
middle brackets.
Isn't he playing Jules, though?
No, he is playing Randy White.
Oh, okay.
So that
Sorry.
Division 2 for Johnny Lackey.
My bad. Oh,
He
wow.
was right at the cutoff.
Gotta love them apples.
Kevin Crowder is saying not every vendor plays in TOC. Your vendor has to be a part of TOC, correct? That is correct. You do have to be part of the TOC/Partners Promoting Darts program. But of course, you can always reach out if you go on Facebook Partners Promoting Darts and reach out. You can try to get your vendor in our system as we're always looking for new vendors, new locations, new players to get a part of this program.
Hey, do you see who's sitting on the king seat in Division 2? Black Saddle's best. John Pilgrim.
The John Pilgrim. He's a great guy. That was someone I got a chance to talk to a lot at TOC. John and class act.
Oh man, it seems like every single Wisconsinite, nicest human being. Like it's Midwest hospitality times 100 is what it seems like. It seems like when people think of Midwest hospitality, Wisconsin, they've been through the state because that's what it is.
And that's seriously the case. I know when we were out there, we got a chance to go eat with a lot of the Wisconsin guys at the end of the TOC, and that was so much fun. We were laughing and joking around, and it's really cool doing this. It's kind of surreal, right? Like I remember going to tournaments, having my small group of friends, and now we go to tournaments and we see all these players we talk about and get a chance to like hang out with different people, and it's truly surreal.
It's so much fun. It's fun to see everyone. It's fun to be able to call the level of matches that we're able to call on a weekly basis in both Division 1 and Division 2, which just continues to grow. It's so fun to see the new big players that are getting into it, that are getting back into it because they want to be part of the CSC Challenger Series. They want to be a part of the live stream phenomenon that we do here at the CSC Challenger Series and PPD. It's humbling for us, right? Because
Absolutely.
we're just 3 dart fans that are goofy, and people seem to like hearing our voices for some reason. I think it's because we shove it down their throat, but
because there's no one else. No, not even the case anymore. There's even more dart streams than there used to be. I just want to say this match does look like it's kind of winding down here in Elise's favor. We'll keep our eye on it, but I say let's go ahead and jump over to our Division 2 matchup and kind of keep our eye on this Mindy Elise matchup in the background here.
Well, like Van Halen says, might as well jump.
So this is the end of leg number 1. Johnny Lackey taking it against Randy White here.
I'm so sad that none of you were able to see Will's face when I did the Van Halen reference because he's still laughing about that. It was a good one. That's how I know it's a good one. What's open in, open out, 501? Open bowl?
Yes,
That
sir.
is
That was solid jump reference there, buddy.
Thank you.
Yes.
On the format, by the way.
Yeah, Johnny took me by surprise when he had 68 left and he went bull 18.
18.
And I was like,
Yep.
son of a gun.
By the way, Johnny Lackey, that is the dumbest way to go about 68. You go bullseye 18, or you go 18 bull. Everyone knows that. Because you don't want to bust and go back to the 68 by hitting a triple. If you hit a triple with 68 left on the trip 18, you still leave a finish. So
I will.
no, don't do
I-
that ever again.
I
Go
don't know
18.
if I agree with
bull.
that. I don't actually agree with you there, Sean.
What?
If you're
Well, it's okay to be
missing,
wrong, Nick.
these players of these caliber, right? Your typical misses are going to be vertical, not horizontal. If you're worried about that 18, you fall into a 4 more often than you fall into a trip 18. You're at 20. I agree with you. 20, you can fall into that triple a little bit easier there. That's just my personal take from someone that's played in these events. But of course, I also typically lose these events. The best I've ever done is second in nationals, so I can't really say much.
Before Will has my back here, I just want to say, reminder, as Randy's on a perfect game, he's gone hat trick start. So we've just talked over his perfect, possible 10 darter. Great, but at least it's been you being wrong this whole time on the broadcast. Remember, I play low levels. Like open out is part of my repertoire, so to speak. I know the right way to go about it. I busted that number so many times on 68 going bull 18. It's stupid as boom, 10 darter. Boom goes the dynamite Randy White. That's how you win a leg. But yeah, you're wrong. It's okay though. I appreciate you. It's less. You don't want to, just because the player's better, it still doesn't eliminate the potential for messing that up that way. If that makes sense.
I do agree.
Yeah.
It does limit the potential, but these players should at Division 2, the odds of them missing a single are so terribly low if they're really focusing in on it.
I heard it the best today when Wayne Mardell said he went at it wrong on a 107. He should have went 19s, and this is the reason why, because you're not looking for the big hit. You're looking for the strategic miss.
Anyone else just watch Johnny Lackey go trip 20s on this open out or open?
This is the diddle.
It's the diddle.
Oh,
Yeah, they're diddling for that last leg. Yeah.
I keep forgetting it's a race to 3 because they're on the loser side. I'm just expecting all these guys to be on the winner side,
When you're so used to straight cricket race to 9, like we have been for however long with the CSC, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around a random.
Yeah, because they're playing 3 different
games
between the diddle, the cricket, and the 01 here. It does get a lot to keep track of.
Well, keep going with your having my back.
Well, here's what I was about to say. I was about to say, if you really think about it, in this middle bracket, you're just going to see 501 3 times in front of you, where you're only seeing cricket twice.
Yeah.
And that's the reason, is because you'll get the diddle at the start, you'll get the second round or second leg, and then usually you'll get that count up to start the third. So can be deceiving indeed.
So anyway, what Wayne say?
Something. Nick is wrong in
so it's about
eyes.
No, it's just about a 107. You should go trip 19 there, because if you fall into the 3, it's a 104. If you fall into the 7, it's a 100. If you hit the 19, it's everything around it's a checkout. Even on 102, it's the same thing, going at 16s. And I'm talking steel tip here, of course, massive difference. But like 16s on a 102, you go trip 16, because everything around it still leaves it out.
No, for sure. And Danny Baggish actually pointed out that brilliant one that honestly worked for, like, everyone was like, huh, why do you do that? And then it was the perfect move. And he backed it up and said why he did it, and it's the exact right way. And again, I know these guys are good. You cannot bank on not throwing a high or low dart on a single out. Like, it seems so easy. You know how when you play cricket and you just need to close a number and you go single, and miss the third dart because it's the hardest dart every time. A fat 18, while it seems easy enough, is harder to hit sometimes because these guys are looking at those smaller targets, and it's such a big target. Big targets equal big misses.
No, I mean, I do see where you're coming from, and I don't even necessarily disagree with the strategy myself. It's just
you said right away. I disagree completely with
I
your
don't
strategy.
disagree with people that do it. Let me rephrase. I don't personally follow that philosophy. The reason being, for me, I like the confidence of getting that down to 2 darts at a single, rather than if I miss the bull in the first dart, I have to break down a couple different ways. Just personal take there. Personal take.
Nick, here's how wrong you are. I actually would never be your dart partner in league because you would go that route every time. Like I would literally avoid being your partner because of that strategy choice.
Can anybody else feel the tension from here? Because my
chime in.
my boys.
Just chime in, people. He gets
You
a
would never be
mustache.
my
He thinks
dart
he's
partner
older.
because you show up an hour late to the things we're supposed to be doing anyway. So why would I have you as a dart partner?
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm a
Oh
teacher.
my God.
I'm sorry that I'm a teacher and I get out of school at 3:35 Eastern time, like an insane school system.
You're talking to someone that dropped out of high school and college here. You think I care about teachers?
Now it makes sense why you were wrong on the 68.
And back to the action here, as we see. I can't.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm done.
We lost everybody. They're all gone.
The viewership spiked upwards, boys. I think that might be a highlight moment for us. Hello.
Johnny Lackey in a little bit of bother here in leg number 3. Really in trouble for getting to that last chance bracket.
You think?
No. I read the scoreboard wrong.
I was about to say
Randy does have the point lead, which is great.
He might have the point lead, but yeah, I was about to say Lackey's got a bunch of numbers here. It's going to be awfully tough for Randy. He did the right thing, I like this the move to the 16s. Go ahead and open up that bed, make it useful for you.
Oh, for Randy, absolutely, especially with everything else closed. I'm worried about Johnny's strategy choice here. He's not playing some slub where he can just trap him like this. It's Randy who is a very top level player, and it's almost like he's making more work for himself.
Yeah, I don't.
Even right there,
agree with that. I don't agree with that close there.
Yeah, even right there, it gives Randy a chance to just go 9 mark, which he can do. That's not past Randy White.
Randy, you should go 16s here. Yeah, but
Yeah,
you should. I think
like the first
should have went
start.
16s earlier.
I like the first start at going for it, but after that, you got to go 16s because of that. Well, I guess technically
close.
Johnny couldn't get off it no matter what.
He could have risked the 4-3 bull race. He's kind of stuck there, and Randy just needs to kind of get his lead back, and he does.
Yep, a little bit, but now Johnny now back in control. This is fun. This is a good leg.
This was a good leg. As
we argued over the first half of it.
You may have been right there, honestly, from the get-go, that Johnny was in a tough spot because Randy was just hitting what he needed to and putting the pressure back on Johnny. And here's the thing, I would go right back to the 16s.
Ooh.
Well, not anymore. He can't anymore. It was closed.
Well, look at this, right? So Johnny, when
Big
he
darts.
hit the true trip 17s, last year he decided to stay on 17 to get a couple point lead. He could have closed and had a 4-3 bull race. Now he has a ways to go and doesn't help
and he
the cause.
wastes the dart. I don't like the waste of the dart there.
Yeah, he's not happy with himself there.
No,
Wow.
That strategy choice of trapping Randy just backfired completely on him. Randy White moves on.
Look at that, though, 4.82.
Yeah, I guess if you're watching along with us and you saw that, maybe it was a learning experience for me that when you're playing against a top level player, you just can't risk it by giving him an ability to point on a bigger number like 19s.
Well, it looks like our next matchup will not be far away. It's just a singular game here. 6th place matchup, David Powell, Division 2 against Matt Perdon. It's going to be our next one.
That means Division 2, Mr. Hunter's out of it already.
Yeah, Zach Hunter lost to Matt Perdon, and David Powell beat out Jim Nolte.
Yeah, Jim Nolte's out too. Oh my gosh, you want to talk about a fantastic human being. Jim Nolte was so much fun to get to know at TOC. I love that guy.
I've played more tournaments with that guy than most people. He's a fantastic shot and a very fun time.
Oh, he's hilarious. He might be one of my favorite human beings.
You're my boy, Blue. He yells that every time we go up to line. You're my boy, Blue.
But that's only when you have blue hair, right?
That's why it started. One time I had a bet with Jim Nolte, and the bet was if I beat Greg Fontaine the first round of a bullshooter event, he was going to dye his hair pink. Problem was Jim Nolte had no hair to dye.
He could have
Oh
spray
my
painted his head.
goodness.
He politely declined and did a shot of Jaeger with me instead.
Love it. All right. Tell me about these players. What do you know about them?
David Powell is actually a great friend of mine, Kissimmee, Florida skybox player, and one of those guys that was always a house darts player, never won and played in tournaments, but would always play you for money. Him and I would go, we'd play $20 a game the whole night long, and eventually, after a long time, a couple of local players like, David, I mean, you're a great player. Why don't you sign up for your first league? And he did. Came out shooting a 4.0, and now he's a 4.5 player. Or 4.4 player, I believe is his official average here. And he is just one of those guys that he just goes up, he throws a dart, not a thought between his ears when he's throwing.
Yeah, he made that look way too easy, what he just did there.
That
was crazy.
As Will would put it, he's the most lackadaisical player when it comes to throwing and attitude towards the game. Like he is just like, he will show some emotion if he starts struggling, but otherwise, like, he doesn't think, he just literally throws where he feels like he's going to hit the best.
That's I mean, he's just nonchalant about it.
Michael Walters in chat saying, how much do I have to give for stars to mute Sean for an hour?
Don't
Wow.
don't tell me with a good time, Michael. That's my brother-in-law. He's a jerk. Michael, you've missed my voice. You call me all the time. I don't know why you're now all of a sudden not liking my voice, because you just want to fit in with the cool crowd of not liking Sean. Don't hate, appreciate.
Well said. David, you're in good position to kind of take away and move along with this board. He used to have a very aggressive play style and would hardly ever point. I think that has changed since he started playing in some no-cap leagues in the TOC system. And so his strategy is kind of more conventional nowadays, but he's a very aggressive player when he's feeling good. If he's feeling his throw, he's, especially in a best of 3 format, he's going to take some more aggressive shots than you would be used to seeing.
Matt Perdon. Perdon?
Pardon what?
I mean, is it Matt Perdon?
I believe Perdon. Yes, I believe that is correct.
Perdon.
Matt Perdon's not someone I'm as familiar with, unfortunately. I do believe
Matt is hammering these 19s.
He's in the North Dakota region, playing for Valley Video Games in Fargo.
Okay. Wow. He probably went through a snowstorm just to get to the bar tonight.
Well, if it's snowing outside, you might as well stay in.
It is snowing in Indiana.
It is 64 degrees and partly sunny here in Davenport, Florida. I do want to say we appreciate you guys tuning in with us. I know there's a lot of darts to watch today. We have about 100 people tuning in with us. I know a lot of you guys probably either playing in this or watching the World Championship. So some great stuff going on at the Alley Pallies. The action kicked off yesterday, and I know for a fact I renewed my DAZN and PDC subscriptions just so I could have it on every screen in the house.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I hate Willie O'Connor. Like... Last year, he does it to Danny Lobby, who we all wanted to see move on, who shot phenomenal in order to even be in that match. And then, of course, he all of a sudden throws really well against Bo Greaves. It's like when he's going up against a fan favorite of some kind, he's like, I guess I'll shoot my best today, and then I'll just mess up after Christmas. It's fine.
Remember that bullshooting podcast there, Sean?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I told you, buddy.
You know that my prediction, though, was pretty spot on because Bo had some real chances. If Willie throws his normal game, that is a much tighter match for sure.
Well, just looking at the averages, you got a 94 for Willie O'Connor and an 88 for Bo Greaves. Those are respectable the whole way through. I mean, Bo was right there the whole way.
That 88 beats Peter Wright last night.
Yep.
I mean, the 88 beats so many of the players that played. It's just Willie. He comes out firing in round one, which it's impressive to see that type of dart player play, but frustrating when he's going up against someone I like to see play longer.
I was just doing some research, and for those at home, here it is. Mike Maloney from Illinois is the king seat in Division 1. John Pilgrim, Division number 2 from Wisconsin. Chris Watson in Division number 3 out of Arizona is your king seat there. For Division 4, Jason Price of Wisconsin. Travis Wilkinson in Division 5 of Wisconsin. Vince Milano of Kentucky in Division 6. Division 8, Jeff Helmer of Cincinnati. Division 9, Steve Drew of Wisconsin. So, yeah,
Great names.
That's an eye popper there for Chris Watson, Division 3, ain't it?
Well, Chris Watson, remember the first time we heard his name and it was some random guy winning a bonus pool that we did a spiel about and we did not know who he was. And then he
won 4K.
Yeah, he won 4K. And then all of a sudden we see him in the CSC and he does the double dip on Daryl Cortez. And then we got a chance to meet him at TOC. And that guy is self-proclaimed bar darter is not a bar darter anymore.
Thank you, Porky, by the way. Because I was going to tell Will never to say that state's name again, for fear of embarrassment more. It's Illinois. I don't know where the S comes from, but it's silent.
Hey, bud. It's all right.
We're 10 rounds in, by the way, and we're just now closing the 19th.
That's great. I told you Matt was just kept paying those 19s, but apparently it just doesn't matter. He's going to pay whatever wedge is open to him.
David here, though, I mean, this is a great opportunity to be able to score one and move on.
I think it's kind of funny how, of all the people that call me out, it's Steve Hilger in Wisconsin because they put some A's in random places also. Come on now. Just like the Boston area, they got enough R's to ship off to people.
They only say half the word, man. That's all you got to do. Just say half the word.
This last chance leg is dicey. Neither of these players want to go home 2 out the money. They're 2 out the money. You have to win this game of cricket, one more, and you get your entry fees back. That's all they're thinking about right now, and just trying to stay alive to make sure they hit the cash.
Yeah, that last chance bracket is a lot like the Bee Gees, just staying alive, man.
Disco is dead, my friend. I hate to break it to you.
Don't tell that to Barry Gibb. Hook him after you. Just watch Jimmy Fallon on Saturday Night Live play Barry Gibb. You'll get what I'm saying.
Okay, we'll do. I'll add it to the list of the 1,000,001 things you guys have told me to watch.
Yeah, I think Will and I just need to move in with you just for a year, just to get you caught up on all pop culture.
Don't you start playing with me. That sounds awesome.
Then our job will be done, and we can wash our hands of you completely because you've moved on to becoming an adult in the world.
I thought that's what the mustache was for. Matt with a huge 7 mark on the 17s. Is they're in another point battle, and they're going to be running out of rounds here. There's a good chance we might see a round out.
I just wanted to say this stream was super professional until someone joined us.
I was going to say, yeah, Will and I were putting on our best face forward, other than me asking Marla to take us out to another steak dinner. It was pretty clean-cut professional.
Shawnee boy.
You know what? I know what I'm not wanted. I'm out of here.
Matt with a huge close on those 20s, only 12 points up. Round 15 needs to find a trip here to get that point lead back.
Yeah, it's a big dart there to get back that point lead. This has turned into a real scrappy leg.
Reminder, Nick, how many boards are at Skybox?
Believe right now there's 9 to 10 or 11. There's a couple boards off to the side area that don't always get played on. I know active boards, there's at least 7 on that main strip.
I'm just saying, David and his guy next to him are in sync right now. And I don't know if that would bother some people, but a guy standing that close may be interfering with me.
Especially, I don't think it'll bother David because he's partially deaf. So he can't really hear him. So as long as he's not bumping him, or looking. That's 12 boards. Thanks, Austin. But yeah, he does, like, David is such a one-track mind. He's such like a positive guy that I don't think anything really bothers him like that. These players are kind enough to move around to the streaming board when it opens up, and he's just happy to be playing. I know that's his mentality here.
I thought I wouldn't have an issue with it at all until it happened to me, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Go ahead, Sean.
No, I'm impressed with the way both these guys are keep hammering these numbers. They're at 1180 and 1190.
Where are we at? We're only in round.
20.
Yeah,
They're
let's say
not
round
moving.
17. Yeah, no, they're not going anywhere now.
No, if I'm mad, I stay there the whole way. I don't even take a dart at it. I don't even look at it. I don't care if it means that he has to go a triple 15 before he can point again. I have the high ground. I'm gonna stay there.
Oh,
Now, if I'm
interesting.
David, I might take a shot here. Oh, he did take a shot there.
Look
That
at
would have been a
big
huge
pump
start.
from him. Big smile too. Even though he missed, he had that big smile on his face.
Well, this is fun, man. This is the type of leg that any player in the world wants to play in. You're both throwing so well. You're throwing kind of ridiculous darts at times, and you're still embroiled in this battle. That seems never ending. It's so great.
2 shots left for each players. You get 2 rounds left of the board. You gotta make the most of it.
Stay. Only a 5 mark. There's the little opening for Matt. If he wants to take a stab on the 16s, if he goes trip on the first 2, he can.
Matt's just going to try to mathematically eliminate whichever way gives him that best opportunity. If he hits the first 2 darts at the triple, he can afford to go for the close to mathematically eliminate. If not, he needs to save the referee.
Oh, no. Not the time for that, Matt.
This is David's last shot. He has to get enough of a point lead here.
Oh, I don't know.
He might have to close.
Man. No,
he doesn't.
No, you got a point there just to see.
77
he needs 5
points. This is the last shot of the game right here.
He can do it. Needs a triple. There's one.
And there it is.
There it is. Wow, what a leg. And he hits the freaking 9 mark. Boom goes the dynamite to win the match.
What?
4.80 in level 2 last chance bracket. That, folks, and that was 20 rounds.
20 rounds.
20 rounds.
5. Oh my
Ladies
goodness.
and gentlemen, my goodness.
Well, that was some great stuff there. You can see David immediately walks off. He's smiling, having a class act. Good stuff from him, and good luck to Matt and the rest of the way. Unfortunately, we don't have any streaming in his neck of the woods, but best of luck there.
Well,
Wendy and Daryl, I'm just messing with you, but why aren't your boards on free play for this? I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding.
The tournament requires that's 50 cents a game.
Oh, well, all right. Hey, that's great
the
then.
way it's set up.
That's wonderful then.
So Matt will actually advance, take on Johnny Lackey next round.
Steve, stop asking for Will. Gosh,
if
it's
you
like
guys
you
are
don't even
curious-
love me.
For the PPD system, the Arachnid boards, by the way, just want to clarify, 50 cents is the minimum you can set a league game cost. That's why it's there. It's just that way they can enable it. That's not really designed to take quarter drop for this event. It's just purely entry fee.
I love it.
Steve's just in here again because I texted him and told him I hated him.
Aw.
Yeah, that's why.
And I changed my sign from I hate Scott, I couldn't even remember his name, to Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh, wow. A rare glimpse of happy thoughts from Sean Green.
By the way, the picture that I sent you today was compliments of a student taking it today, which was awkward to ask. Luckily, I have students that are pretty cool. But all the other students just sat there and watched me get my picture taken while I smile. And so I did not try to take any ridiculous ones.
Oh my.
Just to show you guys what we're looking at here, Mindy Broussard, someone we've seen a few times on the stream, and Amber Beaver. This is the last chance leg division 30.
Ooh.
And kind of like an even keel game. 5 rounds left here.
Where is Amber out of?
I can pull that up for you. She is out of... Sorry, I wasn't quite ready for that one. Amber Beaver is going to be out of Junction City, Kansas.
Okay, look at that.
Enterprises.
Look at that, Will.
Will's neck of the woods. Couple hours away, but
as
in
is
my
everything.
neck of the woods.
Seems like every city in Kansas is at least 2 hours away from you. Not Wichita.
Most of your majors are about 2. Junction really isn't a major. I'd say
Yeah.
Manhattan, Lawrence, 2 hours. Kansas City's 2.5, 3. Emporia's 1.5.
Okay.
Not too bad. Not too bad. And then you go west. I mean, who knows what happens out there? I mean, it's just barren land out there. You talk about Colby, Kansas, nothing. Hayes, Kansas, nothing. Garden City, there's more cattle than there is people.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. And traveling around, I mean, you go up to Wisconsin, talk about completely different, man. Beautiful piece of land up there. Even through up there around St. Louis, you can find some good areas too, where it's just great land to travel through.
Both of these
Not
players,
that we have a ton of players from there.
both these players only have 3 shots left here. It is round 18, and it's kind of an interesting position. I feel like Mindy has to close this 15 and take the risk at the 6 mark.
Now she can. Oh no. Uh-oh. And if I'm Amber, I don't move at all.
But yeah, she was little fist towards more, like, but it's gentle. You know, she was kind of goofing around there. We
saw her dominate a leg. My first leg that I saw on stream today, and again, that is the huge difference between all of these levels, right? Is consistency. It's the least consistent player is going to be that player that averages the 1.4 to 1.8. The most consistent player is going to be the player that averages a 5.5 something. So darts is a game where you can have a run where you throw really well. Oh, okay. She has 1 round left to get the point lead back. I thought she blew it by closing the 15s.
Amber needs to hit a 6 mark here or go for 4 bulls. More than likely, probably going to take a look at that 6.
Yeah, she's still going to stay there. Oh, I didn't mean stay there exactly.
Yeah, at the last start there, it's hard to tell from her perspective, but it does look like she switched towards the bull, knowing that more than likely Mindy is going to hit at least a single.
There's some pressure on this, though, especially after that first miss. Uh-oh, now a lot of pressure. Oh, no!
I can't believe it.
That's going to be her tournament right there. That is heartbreaking. That is not a way you want to see someone lose or that you want to lose ever. Wow. I am stunned.
Hold on.
It didn't. Yeah, that was it. Anyway.
And she hit the 6 mark for some stat padding though.
Mindy, you did great. Like, we saw you play phenomenally.
She should be proud of how she played.
Yeah, she played well today. She definitely played well today. Sorry, I was in the process of typing out something to Steve since he thinks he's got jokes today.
9 mark start there for Johnny Lackey. Last chance game against Matt Perdon. Right here, this is, I believe, now the 5th place position.
Yeah, I believe so. I was just looking at that bracket. It's right around that 5th place area.
Which is the worst way to lose, right?
Yep. The winner of this one will move into to play Tyler Phelps, and then Randy White's in that 3rd place spot.
Johnny Lackey getting froggy here, going double bull on dart 3. He is looking good, feeling good. Speaking of looking good, feeling good, Daryl Cortez just hanging out back there.
I believe.
That's not.
Yeah, that's Armand back there. I was
that's
say,
Armand.
Cortez is playing out of the stadium today.
Okay. Yeah, and that would
other
make
Texas
sense.
location.
Well, Armand, what's up, buddy? Give us a little wave. You know what?
Just because I see time to listen to us.
He better. No. Yeah, I'm used to seeing Daryl in that Texas jersey there. It threw me off.
Hey, quick little promo while we're here, because I know Burns listening in and all them. Leonard Gates plays tomorrow on Moda Super Series, I believe, because he made the final.
So, really?
Yeah, so check that out tomorrow. I don't know the time off the top of my head. Jeremy, put that time in there if you can, whether it be UK time, and we'll figure it out or whatever. But
yeah. Can they make it
Moda Super Series?
Can they make that during the break? between the morning session and the evening session of the World
That'd
Dart
be
Championship, because
wonderful.
that would be
Right.
that would be the greatest day in the history of days. And then we're also here streaming right after that for anyone else that wants to, come on down. I mean, it's a beautiful day of just darts all day long. PDC.TV, the Modus is on YouTube, and then come on over to us.
And Leonard Gates, for those that don't know, is only really known for the CSE Challenger Series and nothing else. No, really well-known player, great guy, and back-to-back champion of the CSE.
And current North American Darts Masters champion, which is what got him qualified for the World Darts Championship, and why he is over in the UK currently. Johnny Lackey doesn't care nothing about nobody else. 124-point lead, and now has winning darts in his hand. The next time he comes to the line.
He is feeling really good. I mean, we said it all day, is he's just been playing very, very consistent darts. He's hitting what he needs to hit, and other than having a couple scares here, it's honestly just unfortunate that he's in the last chance bracket.
A 7 mark would have done it there, closed out the whole thing, but gets it closed on. Dart 3 was a little bit squirrely on him.
He's still looking pretty comfortable here. As I know, we have a couple of other boards going on as well, but this is going to be the main one we're going to be focusing on here to kind of see how this Division 2 rounds out following Johnny Lackey, as I believe he's the last one at the streaming location for Division 2.
Remember, John Pilgrim is your king seat holder here. So coming down to our last positions as we're about to divvy out some money to some individuals here. So
don't we have a streaming setup at Black Saddle?
We do, but there's a couple streaming locations that are unfortunately down right now as we await upgrades. So,
but we don't get to see any party dancing and stuff like that, like we did last time we had Black Saddle.
That camera still works.
Right.
The camera that they have above the board happens to be next to a really loud speaker that vibrates the camera out of position. But the player camera, we can look at John if you really want.
I don't think John's actually there. Steve Diker texted me and he said there's a couple lower. I say lower. A couple division players that we've never heard of before playing out of there. How about that? 5.31.
Yeah, that'll do it most of the time, especially when you go first. And that is Division 2 at 5.31.
Peter Knish and Brandon Byer are playing at Black Saddle today.
Okay.
I'm trying to take a peek here. I know someone's setting up over at Skybox, I believe Division 17. That'll be Sean Stuart on the board as they're setting up here. As we're going to kind of leave this on the background here as they get set up, take a brief little break and kind of leave the action right here for you. And then we'll be back to this action not too long to follow Johnny Lackey's progress here in Division 2.
Hey, want something to do in the meantime? Head on over to dartstoc.com and check out the Wisconsin area with how many boards they have to choose from when it comes to PPD Nationals. That's kind of a fun thing to do. Go check it out.
Hi, Austin. All right, and just real quick here, it looks like there's not actually an opponent ready yet for Mr. Sean Stewart here, so we're going to put on some tunage for you real quick, take a little break, and as soon as the next match is ready, we'll be right back to the action. I'm Nick Dichiria, joined by Sean Green and Will Stewart.
monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, look, I know I'll live high. It's a rebel's fight without an alibi. Took my hands without an alibi. Getting lost in memories, the surface deeper. Want it all surrounding, feel it ease.
All right, so we're back in the action here. Christian Broussard going again against Kenny. This is a 4th place matchup. I'm pulling up the information as we speak right now. This is Division 9. Christian is a 3.5 average player here. Last leg, so it just matters on who wins this to keep advancing and increasing their prize pool. This is out of All Seasons in Tacoma, Washington.
And against Kenny Tang, who is playing out of Toledo, Ohio, 419 Entertainment, Darts, and Vending. It's a little bit of Midwest versus West Coast action going on here.
So, fun fact about Christian here is back in 2019, him and I were the exact same average within 0.01 of each other. It was 0.05 of each other. It was ridiculously close, and we were gunning for the last position in the CSE Challenger Series, last spot. And I got beat out, and then the COVID happened and got postponed. And because he beat me out for that spot, that's the whole reason I started broadcasting it. That is the fun fact there.
Well, without Christian Broussard, there would be no our team. Our team wouldn't be together.
I don't know if this formulation of us three would have happened the exact same way if I got that spot.
Gift. We need to send him a gift.
We should. He's a great guy, class act, and he's also about the same age as me as well. So like we had about the same average and the same age. We were both 2019, so I was 21 at the time competing in that. So really cool guy, and really excited to see him still doing well, although Kenny is putting up a fight of his own.
Welcome back, everybody. We are live here, All Seasons, in Tacoma, Washington.
Tacoma, Washington. And just to give you guys a heads up, as this game is going to probably run pretty close to done here in a second, Johnny Lackey and Tyler Phelps are about to start their diddle for Division 2. So we're going to quickly jump to that as soon as this leg is done.
Well, it looked like Rick Crook was waiting on the winner of this one. And Kenny trying everything he possibly can to stay in this last chance.
It's that Ohio fight, man. That's what it is.
So Johnny Lackey now automatically with the money. Going up against Tyler Phelps. The winner of that one takes on Randy White. So we actually have two players that can play on the streaming board still in that division.
Look at Kenny right here. Oh, he needed one more bowl to have a chance at the outs.
Oh,
now
he still closes.
3-1.
Some pressure here on this hat trick.
Can Kenny sneak this leg and where Christian was favored? He's blocked. That's a tough dart to get around.
Oh, man, look at that. How does he fit a double in there? Yeah, it's just he didn't move at all. I just don't know how he could even see that. I would have moved a whole board over, and Will's right there with me.
Yeah, well, I told you in that last one.
Is Kenny going to... Oh, Kenny gets on dart 3. Woo, big dart.
I told you in that last round when somebody was up to close. I didn't think it'd bother me until it happened to me. Yeah, I'd move over.
Well, Christian Broussard, thank you for I guess, giving me the friendship and whatever else you want to call this with Will and Nick.
Yeah, it's Christian Broussard, and then of course Brandon Westover, the one that tagged me in the comments when they were talking about bringing the CSC back. Those are the two people that accidentally set off what ended up being big life changes for all three of us. Honestly, Will was already kind of ahead of the game, and Sean and I kind of were the small guys on the scene. And now Sean's a famous commentator, and I make jokes sometimes.
And Will's still the GOAT.
And Will's still the guy. I mean, that's a given.
Get out of here. Get out of here, both you guys. You're crazy.
No, I think all of us can agree that all three of our streaming lives are completely different than when we started doing this. And I think it's a testament to the three of us becoming friends and joining together for all this as part of it. And also Will was going to get there anyway with his ridiculous work ethic that Nick and I just don't have. So thanks. We're the real backpack, Will.
Well, you have a good excuse. It's not that you don't have work ethic. You have a family, career, everything else. My excuse is I have to take care of my cat, Fred. I don't really have as solid of an excuse as you do, good sir.
No, we've met your roommates. We know you have to take care of him too.
Yeah, fair enough. You know what? I respect that, Sean. Johnny Lackey looking real solid as he wants to get that rematch against Randy White in the third place position. Yeah. And that, I mean, that's exactly his goal, is just getting to that final. At this point, it's about making sure you're feeling confident going in tomorrow. That bonus pool money will be on the line. We're going to see people take home thousands of dollars tomorrow. That's all this is about, is just staying focused and getting yourself in form. It's not about winning today. It's about setting yourself up for tomorrow.
Well, if you're looking at just the points, we have a tie ball game. Not anymore. Johnny gonna look down at the 19s? Nope, he's still trying this weird trap game on people that are good. We'll see how this keeps panning out for him.
Here's a interesting thing, and I'm curious on your guys' input on this one. A lot of times when you see yourself into a cashing out position in a league, normally it's late at night and you go into the next day tired. These guys are going to be done within an hour or two. They're going to be done, and they're going to have plenty of time to rest up before the 1:30 Central start time tomorrow. How do you think that feels as a player to do well in an event and actually get well rest?
Oh, there's no way they're getting well rest tonight. If they do really well in this event, you feel good. You want to keep throwing darts. You're already here at your normal location that you're throwing darts in. It's not like you had any plans at 6:30 because you were planning on being here, still playing in your tournament. You can't expect it to go this quickly. So I'm gonna guess they probably will just be like, well, do you just want to play a league match or something? Get that out of the way. What do you want to do? Will kind of be. If it was me, I'd still I would have the evening set up to be there no matter what.
That's fair. You know, Kenny Doyle has that same approach. Every Nationals, him and a group of players that play in what we call a local league. It's a remote league, but it's all local teams that sign up for it. And they'll all meet up at the same bar and play a couple of matches before the tournament goes to kind of get yourself loosened up and play that 15-game warm-up.
Hey, Carly, I want to infiltrate that Kissimmee league next time. I'll even drive the 40 minutes to play in it, but I just want to be the one outsider that they have to deal with in that league.
Those no-cap leagues are no joke, let me tell you.
I don't care.
When I played in them with Kenny, I mean, you're playing against Chrissy Grimmel, you're playing against Brian Dennis, and if you get some of the outside teams, I mean, we had Willie Walker in there in the past and a bunch of other great shots. I mean, it's a tough league.
Listen, I'm in Indy. Hey, Mac, you free? Danny, you want to drive up? Well, it's only about 40 minutes from you, buddy. Then you can qualify for all this PPD stuff, make some money doing that too. Danny Lobby, come on, bud. Let's do that. Then what? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter that he's playing with me.
I would love to see it, buddy. I would love to see it.
And
get me going back out.
And then he's now in the CSC Challenger Series.
Oh, Danny Lobby in the CSC. Danny, Jules, Leonard Gates. That would be something.
Oh, baby, it would be fireworks.
Ooh, big 6 mark there. Johnny needed to hit that triple in the last start to get that point lead. Now he's 3 numbers up, and his boxing game is now panning out, but it was looking a little dicey there. I agree with you, Sean. I don't know why he's kind of going in that direction, but it's been paying off for him today.
It's just like playing with fire a little bit. And if I'm Tyler there, that last start, I throw at the 15s just to get those 2 wedges. Because yeah, the point lead's fine, but that's going to be gone real quick in one dart. Yeah, there goes the 16. So now he has to do the same work on the 15s. But a 9 mark here gives him a little bit of hope. And
I do want to give a shout out to our players from our featured locations that are still in, as we chose a couple locations to kind of keep this not so complicated for us. For our players that are still in, Christian Broussard, unfortunately, did just get knocked there, but we have Richard Feeder, Kelly Sipe, James Arneson, Sean Stewart, Johnny Lackey, Armin Chowdhury, and Megan Cervantes. Excuse me if I mispronounced that one, and Crystal Boyd still in it on our streaming locations there. So I just want to give a shout out to some of those that haven't made it on the streaming board yet. That are players that we're kind of keeping tabs on.
Yeah. What's weird is every time I watch Armand shoot, I think I track it to the dartboard and I see nothing, and I'm like, what's going on?
Like, something's not adding up here.
Then I remember, oh yeah, he's on the board next to Johnny. I'm an idiot.
I mean, Johnny's been on that board all day, as we told the players at the start of the day, hey, if you happen to get eliminated and you're on a streaming board, make sure someone else jumps over to it if you could. It helps us out a lot. I just sent out that little text, not thinking much about it. And Johnny's like, don't even worry, I'm not even going to lose. And he has stayed on this board all day. And Austin Braswell, being the champ he is, has been directing the Skybox players over because, the Kissimmee players need extra help on knowing what board to throw at.
That was not my experience.
We got some stuff going down upstairs with the Whalen kids, so my apologies.
Well, I can just warn you guys ahead of time. That's probably going to be the case tonight for me. My daughter might just run in here and make a whole bunch of noise because she found me.
Get her on the mic.
She doesn't speak English very well yet.
You act like I do.
Well, it's worse than yours. Barely, but it's worse than yours. She's 5, but she, with autism, is very speech delayed. So, but she would love to type on this keyboard. I tell you what.
Absolutely. No better keyboard to type on. Tyler's still making a stand here. Look at him go, man.
Yeah, I think it's about over though. Johnny just 3 bowls away.
Put this away. Going downstairs first. Just staying down there. We're on round 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's playing.
So just making sure. Yeah, just playing a little conservative, chopping at the tree.
When you're out of money in your pocket, there's nothing wrong with taking a couple of mathematically guaranteeing darts. Kind of get that slightly out of reach, and make sure you have the best possible odds to win.
I don't know. I trust myself to hit 2 bowls here from Johnny Lackey.
One more does it.
There he's going at it.
Yeah. Right, that was the right time to look at it. I like the move that he made. I love the 17s look on the previous round just to give yourself that little bit of space to guarantee. But, yeah, with only needing 2 bowls there, it's Johnny. Go for it, Johnny.
Well,
all righty, fellas. I'm going to bid you adieu. I got to get out of here.
Yeah?
We got dad's dinner this week tonight, so
it's Dad's birthday. Yeah, shout out.
Well, Gordon, happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday to the pops. I think he's 61, 60, maybe. No, he's 61.
My favorite Gordon memory is at TOC when I said my dad could beat your dad in a fight, not knowing that your dad was in the room because I haven't met him in person yet. And your dad was just like,
oh, really? Really?
Yeah, then you realize that his dad's kind of tall.
All righty, guys. Take care. I may or may not pop in depending on what time we end up getting done here. So
it seems like we're going to be done relatively early, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll see.
I knocked on wood. Don't worry.
Well, thanks for joining us. It's always great to hear your sultry voice.
Bid you adieu. Take care, guys. We'll see you.
Buddy.
And then, Sean, let's just take a quick look at where Johnny's at in the bracket here. What do you say?
Yeah, that sounds good, man. He's going to be playing for 3rd place against Randy White. So actually, you could flip back and forth on those streaming setups, couldn't you? Allegedly.
Well, Randy White is playing out of... Yeah, so... Oh, no, is he playing? He's not playing out of all seasons, though.
Oh, he's
I
not?
believe he's playing out of one of the other bars in the Western
Okay.
Washington Dart Leagues, because they can play out of any PPD location. There's no requirements for streaming locations for this.
Well, the good news about this match that's about to happen is it's back to a race 2. So it'll be Cricket 501. Tiebreaker will be Cricket if it goes that way. So we'll get to see a different format a little bit, which is always great.
Yeah, I'm really hoping if there's anything that we can catch today, I really want to catch one finals. What bracket it is doesn't really matter. I just want to see some great finals going on here, just like how we featured in the past nationals, where we see some of these great players playing, and doesn't matter what division they are, the brackets payouts the same.
Yeah, let's talk about the payouts here real quick. If you have 16 players in your bracket, I love how Will's is just gone.
There we go. Gotta fix
you
that.
will perfect. Now we're just cuddling on the screen, which is great. 450 for first place, 300 for second, 180 for third. Fourth place is 110. If you have 15 players in your bracket, it's 430, 290, 160, 95. And payouts with 14 have 400, 270, 150, and 90. And it does not matter what level you're in, what flight you're in, you get that number. So the person that is averaging a 1.474 to a 1.808 in Division 31 wins the same amount of money as the person with a 4.508 to a 5.591.
Exactly.
I love it.
And it's so nice because, you know, we one of the comments that you and I get a lot when we do the CSC, when are you going to have Division 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, and unfortunately we can't really do that for streaming content consistently. But I love that PPD does offer, and I'm not even paid to say this specific comment on them. I just do love as a player that you can be in any division and have the same chance as anybody else. And that's one thing that they pride their system on is, yeah, the big guys get some extra love with the CSC and the CSIs and whatnot. But nationals, I mean, you can win more money in nationals than pretty much any other event other than first place at the Tournament of Champions.
No, absolutely right. And it's so much fun. And tomorrow's even more fun with that bonus pool. Who's going to win that 10K? How many people are going to win that 10K that are in the 1 to 100 in the All-Star rank list, which really does favor the support of those players that play all the time. And the format that is set up with PPD is phenomenal to reward those players that play. No matter what level you are, and you're in Division 31, you can get that share of that 10K, which is amazing. If you've played enough games to do that and qualify for that, I love it. And TOC itself, I mean, it's almost hard to walk out of there without money, you know? Like with the way it's all set up. It's crazy.
I agree. And it just, I mean, let's just say it as it is, Sean. Across these 3 days, $155,000. Like, that is an astronomical number. When I tell people in my day-to-day life, yeah, you know, one of my jobs is I commentate on darts. It's a fun little gig I do. And they're like, there's no way that anybody makes money in that. Nope, there is ways, especially if you're winning these events. I mean, we see it. North American darts is probably in the best spot we've ever seen it in a very long time.
Yeah, and it's growing. Right? Like, that's the cool part about all this. Like, it continues to just grow. Darts is the second most watched sport on TV in the UK. That's why they have all the stuff they have and all the sponsors they have. Darts can get, well, we have basketball and football that are going to be 1 and 2, but baseball's starting to trail off a little bit, and hockey's starting to make a comeback, so you never know. But it could be in the top 6 sports watched on TV easily. Everyone loves those sports where it is such a small, minute difference between greatness and losing a leg or losing a match or losing anything. And that's what darts gives you every time, because your misses can be a millimeter off and be everything. And singles today, $31,000 in payouts. That's amazing.
Insane stuff. $31,000. You can walk away. You paid $40 for the event. You're walking away with $400 for first. I mean, you're 10xing your money.
And it's a remote tournament. Like, you're playing in your own hometown. You don't even have to travel for it. I mean, how wonderful is that, dude?
Well, here's like an antidote for the darts, of like is people adopting darts as a North American sport and watching it on TV. I used to work at a restaurant up until recently, where now I work for A to Z Darts full time and part time for Partners Promoting Darts. But I used to work at a restaurant, and on one of the TVs that was kind of in the corner, I always put on For the Fans Sports whenever darts was on. And, you know, and maybe it's a little toot my own horn of like, hey, look, I did that thing that's on TV, right? But people would come up and be like, I've never knew darts was like this. And they're watching it and they're like, I didn't know that this is this entertaining. And I hear other people that would sit at the bar start explaining to other people. And all of a sudden, like everybody at the bar, while on a Thursday night game is on, and then they realize that it's a Thursday night game, it's going to be terrible. They all look over at the For the Fans dart stuff, and it shows that the potential is there. It's just about exposure and the growth continuing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know we have a lot of people that are in the restaurant industry that play darts. Do what Nick just said he does. Put it on the FTN network. You get access to being able to change those channels sometimes. Just put one on there. No, your management's not going to care. No one's going to care, especially because people are going to start getting interested in it. Put it on. Grow the game of darts. It's the best way to do it. It really is.
And, you know, this stream is not sponsored by FTF, but I will say it is free. If you have a Samsung TV or you have access to the Roku channel, it's completely free to put on your TV. Of course, you can also always put on YouTube and put us on there. But there's something about that ring of saying we're on TV that kind of adds that legitimacy that a lot of people look for when they're trying to say, oh, is darts really this serious?
Give a huge shout out real quick in Division 3 singles. My buddy, my guy from Indy, James Edwards, is playing right now for that third place spot. He just lost in the so now he's in the last chance bracket there of Division 3. Just giving him a huge shout out real quick. He's playing at a Night Owls on Indy's south side, which does have a streaming setup, but I'm gonna guess it's not active or working properly in order to actually view it from that location. But that's why the beautiful thing is you're upgrading all of that equipment. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, we're working on them.
So many different locations.
The details are going to come out soon on some of the stuff we're doing. I can't really speak quite yet on the exact details.
Me either.
But
nothing's going on.
Nothing. Not like we're about to have the best season of the CSC that's ever happens. It's going to be fire, as the kids say. It's going to be some great stuff there.
They don't say that anymore, buddy.
Well, I'm kind of hinting at the theme of next season, by the way.
Oh, well. It's about time you guys made it all about me.
Oh, boy. Well, I believe we're just about to get set up here for Johnny Lackey. The wait is not much longer, as he's going to have that Randy White rematch. So I think, are you ready to start talking about some more darts? I mean, I guess that's what we're already doing, but.
And who would have called this? Jules Van Dongen didn't even make money today in Division 1. He got 5th place.
He's going to have to hustle some people at the bar then.
And Mike Scarborough is in the finals taking on Mike Maloney, going for that triple dip action.
Well, anything's possible when you're playing Mike Maloney. Doesn't matter how big of a lead he has. We all know anything is possible there.
And doesn't Mike have a streaming setup somewhere around him that he could have been playing at? What's going on?
He's working on getting one. I know that there is some potential there. I don't know the exact details of that one. That's not even me alluding. I actually don't know. But I know him. And Rick Kinsey is another one that's talked about getting cameras. Hunter Van Beek. A couple of these guys have been talking about getting cameras set up for him.
Yeah, Rick Kinsey needs to get one for sure. And quite a few of those guys need to get ones for sure that aren't, in those areas where it typically happens. We need to get Will Stuart a streaming setup.
Well,
now that he has V3 boards, now that he's gone into, this century.
To be fair, Will can drive to Sharks. He can make the drive over there if he really wanted to.
It's like a 2.5 hour drive. I would never do that to him.
A 2.5 hour drive once every 3 months? I guess he has to play League. All right, you know what? You and your semantics.
That's what I'm saying. Scott Hanish, what's up, buddy? Being all nice and stuff.
Imagine it. Get all the streamers on for like a 4-way bout. So you get you, me, we get like Armin from Star City and Will. We all play. You go to Night Owls, me, Skybox, Thirsties, and Sharks.
Yep.
And then who runs the stream? No idea. But like we will all be there throwing.
And who plays whom? And what do we do with that?
No
Nathan idea
Ritter
either.
At Star City. He could be in charge of running the stream. He's got it. He does these cameras.
there you go. I think you just answered your own question. Guys, let us know where you're tuned in from. Who you got? Who you got in this? Randy White, Johnny Lackey, Tacoma, Washington, Houston, Texas.
And this is ever so important. This is to wow. That is the
That'll
second
work.
time we've seen a 1080 diddle and a Johnny Lackey diddle, by the way. Last time there was a 1080 thrown, it was tied by Johnny Lackey.
That was gorgeous. That's what that was.
Well, this is important. We need for Johnny Lackey here, if to cover the stream coverage at least, he needs to win to get to those finals where the format change. On the other hand, Randy White is beat Johnny Lackey, give him one of his 2 losses. Anything's possible here.
And we saw Randy White in that match throw a perfect 501 game. And if you want to go back and look at that, please do, because Nick was wrong the entire time that whole leg was going on. Like,
you
just
say
saying,
that as if it's surprising news for anybody. If anybody is surprised by that, they have not watched one of our streams.
Just saying the dumbest stuff. You love it. Go back and look.
Oh, last start did not count for Randy here. Yeah, you only got 2 mark. That's the common thing you kind of see with these remote diddles is you're throwing 3 extra darts at that 20, but that means you have to go back-to-back perfection to really start off that strong rather than hitting 1 good rounds. And it does add some pressure to everything here.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And you're seeing it. Johnny now in control, technically. Although not very much. He would have loved to have more there.
Yeah, this is a simple case of close the 19 and get that 20 away, but he has to close that 19 first. Opts to stay down.
Yeah, and that's a You can tell how I am reacting to that. I don't know if I would have done the same or different there, I guess it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Only a 3 mark from Johnny, I mean, it makes it the right move for Randy to have tried to stay there.
It does, in fact, pay off for Randy that time. I do think one of those things is you have to assume your player is going to hit a 9 mark behind you at this division. With 4 or 5 shooters, you're going to assume someone's hitting a 9 mark. And the reason you would close there is because they can't get up as many points as they could otherwise. But both ways are correct in that situation right now. Johnny Lackey not pointing as well as he would like to on that 20.
Opts to go down to the 19s and close them out, which is a interesting move in the reverse, right? So again, if I'm Randy, I get rid of the 20s right away.
I agree with that. Absolutely, you need to get rid of those 20s here. At this point, you're committed to those 18s. And now Johnny Lackey, after having a lot of struggles on those 20s, is now potentially going to get away with it and is looking to probably get another number here.
Yep, he can take his time to do so. Yep, he's just going to stay there on the 20s, which, again, is a smart move. If your opponent's going to leave it open for you to point on, punish it.
7 mark needed for Randy here, though, to close with the point lead. Not going to happen.
Nope. And again, if he just would have wasted a dart at the 20s, Randy's been playing forever. He's rock solid on no nerves. I just think he's unsure himself of what he wants to do with those 20s. It's still staying in the back of his mind.
I mean, that's a fair point. And here's the other thing is that this is a 3rd place match, right? So we're looking at a best of 3 first. It's not a singular game. I did misspeak at the very beginning here. But
close to 20.
Ooh, it doesn't.
No, that doesn't help at all.
I don't know what the reasoning is there. Right now, Johnny's not hitting it. But the moment I say that, he's doing some work, and it's getting a little dicey.
18. Nope, he stayed there for all 3 again because, again, he's trying to punish Randy for whatever Randy's doing.
Back and forth, back and forth. Whoever loses here does get to go first in 0-1, though, so I do expect this to go all 3 legs.
Oh, there you go. Now Randy can get rid of it. Yeah. Good old trip for Sing on dart 3, but that 7 mark was well done, and now I'll shut up about whatever Randy's doing.
And a 7 mark response is what Johnny's looking for here. It's going to stay there.
Yep.
Doesn't go for the aggressive close.
But a 7 mark nonetheless.
Exactly. 4 mark needed on those 18s to get the point lead here. You can see some very conservative play from both these players, and Randy's forcing Johnny here to not go wide, not get those 3-4 number type situations with low points. Instead, we're seeing a back and forth battle here as Johnny's probably really happy to see bracket reset, knows it's not down to 1 game pressure.
Well, those of you that are just joining us, I'm Sean Green, joined by Nick Dichiria. Will Stuart was here earlier, but who cares? As we are live at Thirsties in Houston, Texas. This is PPD Nationals Singles Day on this great Friday. And we're going to be here tomorrow as well into the wee hours of the evening, early morning, depending on when brackets finish, with doubles and the bonus pool and all of that goodness.
Well, Stuart's like, hey, I care.
Oh, he's still listening. I forgot that he could still do that.
You forgot that we're live on the internet.
Sometimes I do forget that. Sometimes I think I'm just talking to the abyss or the wall if I'm, on with Will, or you if I'm talking to you.
See, look at Johnny here. He's going for, again, these wide opens. He was kind of blocked on that 15.
Yeah, I think that's why he did that one.
This one's, again, Randy here, a 6 mark gets him right where he wants to be.
Yeah, but I think that trip 10, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. I think that trip 10 definitely blocked him and made him go that route that he didn't want to go. But now, a 6 mark gets back control.
Does find it.
You got to look at it, right? He
does,
and I will be your hero, baby. Johnny Lackey.
Take away the pain.
Taking away the pain there, but Randy winning darts, not anymore.
Dr.
Wonder if he closes the 15.
Patches himself up and stops the bleeding here. Johnny Lackey to try to take this and have an early advantage in the set. You like that one? I was saving that.
That was good. That was really good. All right, there's leg number 1. Johnny steals it at the end. And we go to leg number 2, where Randy has been perfect on stream already.
You've heard me say it, and I'll say it again. Who goes first in 0-1 here wins 90% of the time at this level.
Open in, open out, full bowl. Absolutely. So it's shocking when they miss bowls.
Unless there's a fatal error by Randy where he doesn't hit at least 2 bowls, and that's his goal. It's just 2 bowls around, and he hasn't missed a dart in 0-1 on stream.
The only move that I want to see Johnny try here is go 180.
You can go hat trick first and then 180 with open out here, so you can still start the hat trick.
Okay.
I learned that one from Kenny Doyle. So you still match the hat trick first just in case. Unfortunately.
Well, he did not do that. He got 69 points though. Heyo.
And we're demonetized.
What? Just because I say what all dart players think?
That's fair. Fair enough. Well, Randy is in great position here. Now, if Johnny Lackey's he has to focus on bringing it down, but realistically, he has to win this next game of cricket and then win another game of cricket after and a double dip here to get to the finals. So he knows very well that Randy's in pole position here to take this. Scott Hanish saying, why you celebrate 69? Explain, please.
Well, Scott, when you grow up, you'll learn.
Tell you when you're older.
And Randy does not throw the hat trick, just a low ton. Leaves the 1-2-9, which is a bit of a weird out. Open out, it makes it a little bit easier, but...
Exactly. You're still going to, at 1-2-9, you're going to more than likely start at that bull. You have the option to start trip 19 as well if you want to go for the bull trip 20 if you fall into a single. A couple different ways you can shoot it here. Good combination one, but not ideal, as he really just wanted a 2 dart out.
Yeah, he has 6 darts from here, though. So, 19 second dart.
Finds a trip to double 11.
Double
just
11.
Don't bust.
Yep. Beautiful.
And from a 10 darter to a 12 darter, the exact same amount of rounds there from Randy White, as he's been playing great 0-1 today. Let's really see who takes control of this diddle and goes first.
Yeah, and Johnny with a dreadful for himself, a dreadful 1 game there. If he would have gone first in that one, he would have lost that leg easily.
I will have to agree with that one there. Randy not diddling a 1080 this time, a lot more doable.
Yes. Yeah. When he misses the first dart, you're like, oh, thank God.
Well, and plus, with 100 diddle, as long as Johnny doesn't fall to left or right, he can go bull in the last start here. Bull will win it. Opts to tie it.
Yeah, do you think that's just
I
not
don't agree. Nope, there's no excuse for that one.
good? Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, he's good enough to hit a bull on command. I would not
Is it-
risk another diddle
Is it
against
as
Randy White.
focused? Is it as Yeah, because that's why you don't risk another diddle against Randy White.
Mm-hmm.
Boom goes the
That's
dynamite.
the second time we've seen him do that. Johnny Lackey kicking himself, I would imagine.
Mark Wade on YouTube. Yep, this is soft tip.
Oh,
PPD Nationals. Is he gonna?
oh
No.
Wow,
I
he
saw
even
him.
smiles on it.
I saw him drop the elbow just a scotch there,
A little
which
scotch.
brought the dart high.
And
Oh,
Johnny's gonna have
Johnny's
to take
out
out
of money. Come on, Johnny.
Mark Wade saying soft tip question mark? Absolutely. Absolutely.
You
We're
just
featuring
don't listen to me anymore, do you?
Me? Did you say that?
Oh yeah.
Well, hi Mark Wade. Yeah.
What he said. All right, last league decider.
Nick Dichiria, joined by professional Dutch commentator Sean Green.
No, it's okay. I'm sure there are plenty of times where I'm focused on what's happening on the screen and not listening to a single word that you or will say, and I'm sure you can tell exactly when I do it too.
I mean, I think it's easy for us to do as there's always so many moving parts going on. But you can see this is the second time now where we had a weak opener after a strong diddle from Randy.
Yeah, and a big follow through from Johnny Lackey. 9 mark on the 19s.
Johnny Lackey, I believe, hitting 6 of our 8 9 marks on stream today.
Well, Randy White coming right back. Ooh, he looked at it. I'm surprised. He's typically been playing a more conservative game than trying to close like that.
I will have to agree with you there. I was not looking at the 19 switch up for Mr. Randy there. His last leg was very, very conservative. Last leg of cricket, I should say. But Randy's feeling good in cricket right now. He's loosened up. He's not hitting those 2 marks like it was before. He's hitting a triple every go.
He's making that mistake, though, of trying the 19s and missing the triple. And it's just giving Johnny a little bit of hope.
Yeah. We'll see. Johnny knows this is do or die. This is it. And Randy, this is really important for him. If he loses this, and even if he wins the last the last leg here, decider, that means that he's going in with one more loss into that finals, and that's a scary situation you kind of want to avoid.
No, you're absolutely right. Tim, you got to turn on your speaker, buddy. The Philly legend in the chat saying, "Where's the commentary?" Unless you've just muted us and we've been talking to it ourselves, which would be hilarious. Big 9 mark there again from Johnny Lackey, his second of the match. Boom goes the dynamite. And Steve, okay, we're in.
Fair enough.
Tell Will, just get it done.
Get it done, Willie boy. Get it done.
Because I am definitely in, because you're doing some special stuff up there with some special type of people.
Hey, I've never
that
been.
I'm not jealous at all to not meet, you know.
Johnny getting that close in the 17 there. He does have over 100-point lead. He's looking great right now. That 9 mark was a big momentum shift, and it puts a lot of pressure on Randy.
To do exactly that. Nice 7 mark follow. Is Johnny going to keep doing this again? Is he going to spread out, do the thermonuclear darts again?
It doesn't seem to be the case right now. He's very much heavily pointing. He knows that this is a must-win situation. He can't take that risk like he was before. I think he was taking that risk to kind of catch people off guard in a one-game scenario and make them feel a bit more pressure. Right now, it's about playing smart.
I just mean he went 17s instead of the 18s a couple rounds ago.
The 19-17 switch is a very comfortable one, though. I feel like that's a fairly common. I don't see him shooting the 16 or 15s here anytime soon.
There, he looked at it. Now I know why he liked the move from the 19s to the 17s to the 18s. That transfer is a little bit easier for him.
That is
but yeah,
big.
goes the dynamite.
That's
The
a 7
Washingtonian.
mark, 9 mark on those 18s. Incredible stuff from Randy White as he's putting up a big defense, a huge wall.
Forky, I understand. That makes perfect sense. There goes the 17s and 19s. Oh, he's going to step
Ooh.
back and think. Yeah, he's going to look at it. Oh, he
gets it.
does. Hits it. A big darts.
So
Devastating
now-
to our streaming case, but big darts.
Now or never, Mr. Lackey. Needs to find one more of those, and he does.
He
Gets that
does.
point lead. This is not over. This is
not at
actually
all.
incredible stuff. Randy White just playing so well, though. I mean, he is playing so dominant in these last 2 legs.
Yeah, this might be level 2, but these are 2 big heavyweights just throwing haymakers left and right. Randy White, last time we saw him on stream, threw phenomenally, and doing it again here. Johnny punts away,
You hate
and
to
I
see
don't
it.
like that.
He blocked himself there. Instead of trying to move on the necessary dart, he tries to throw the 18, doesn't even pay attention on that last dart, just lobs it up there. And it looks
Yeah,
like Randy White is going to be moving to the finals here. It's pretty much all but certain.
yeah, frustration set in there for Johnny a little bit too quickly, I think, but I understand it. Been playing, worked really hard to get to this moment, firing in there, and Randy White takes it down.
Well, good stuff, Randy White, and a great run from Dr. Handsome here, as that was some good performance out of him. But Randy White, 5.56, throwing great darts, and really did deserve that win there.
Level 2, 5.56, and that is the level of play you're getting here in the PPD. Big darts.
I was reading the comment from Steve Hilger. He earlier talked about how he was renewing his Dazens. Or is it pronounced that? Am I the one doing
It's
this?
the
wrong?
zone. It's the zone.
Well, why is it spelled Dazen?
Okay. I love you, but it's just the zone.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Well, guys, we're not going to be too far away from our next match here. We're going to kind of figure out who's still alive in the streaming world. None of our boards are currently active, so we're going to check in with these players, see if we can get someone on these streaming boards. In the meantime, we're going to put on some music for you and have the sultry comments of Steve Hilger in the chat. I am Nick Dichiria, joined by none other than Sean Green. Don't go far, folks.
Stay with us, guys.
time. Oh, a holy crime. But how can I hide you without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going wrong like nonsense. Playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence without an alibi. Oh, smoking gun. You got me on the wrong. We know that will come. We're up till dawn. But how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going wrong like nonsense. Playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence without an alibi. Showing off, don't wanna have to wait tonight. Wait tonight. Bets are off, I'm gonna find my way tonight. Wait tonight. Won't you talk to me? I wanna heal your sorrow. Won't you talk to me? We'll make a new tomorrow. Won't you talk to me? We'll make this happy. Showing off, don't wanna have to wait tonight. Wait tonight. Bets are off, I'm gonna find my way tonight. Wait tonight. Won't you talk to me? I wanna heal your sorrow. Won't you talk to me? We'll make a new tomorrow. Won't you talk to me? We'll make this happy festival.
Well, hope you didn't go far, folks, as that was a briefish break for us here. I'm Nick Dichiria, joined by Sean Green, bringing you the PPD Nationals December tournament here. Over $150,000 on the line this weekend, $33,000 today. Sean, are you excited to see some finals action?
I am. We got Richard Feeder playing out of All Seasons against Dave Hefty, who is going to try the triple dip scenario. Level 20 is a fun level for me because this is about my level of league play average. So I'm excited to watch some guys playing on stream that are going to do some. Honestly, there's going to be times where there's going to throw a 4+, and there's going to be times where they're going to throw a 1-9, and it's going to be great to see the shifts in that and who's going to do it when and whose timing is going to be better. That's going to be the difference.
Dave Hefty playing out of Knox Amusement in Rochester, New York. Big Bills fan, as well as his profile picture on CompuSport has him at a Bills game. So don't keep
awesome.
any folding tables near him.
Well, if he's going to the Knox Amusements Invitational there in Batavia, New York, next month, I will be there. Martin Luther King Jr.
exciting.
weekend. Yeah, To The Point Streaming is live streaming that event again this year for the Knox Amusement tournament, and it was so much fun last year and a blast to do that we were chomping at the bit to get back there. We're excited that we're going to be.
Well, let me ask you this, Sean, right? We all keep up with what the legendary Will Stewart's doing, but as these players are getting set up, can you tell us a little bit about what you're streaming when you're not on one of these PPD streams?
So I am a part owner of To The Point Streaming in Indianapolis. We mainly stream local, bigger tournaments like Indiana State. We do. Any of our local vendors that want us to stream any of their bigger events, we love to do that as well and really kind of promote our indie players. We have a Tuesday night show, live stream show called The Siege that happens every Tuesday night at our live studio, The Castle in Canby, Indiana, just on the south side of Indianapolis. And that starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. And again, that's weekly on Tuesdays. It's it's great at steel tip, and we have a lot of different levels of players and different styles of matches that we do from week to week. So on this Tuesday, we have 4 guys that the show is called Lumps of Coal. Not because we think all of our viewers deserve coal for Christmas, but strictly because when you put pressure on coal, sometimes it turns into diamonds. And we have 4
Ooh.
players that a little bit of pressure on them might turn them into some diamonds.
I love that. And here's a follow-up question on that. The craziest thing about your show and why it's so unique in the dart world is that you guys do these themes, right? You have themes for the show. There's usually some type of reoccurring message going on there. Who comes up with like these like titles and like these ideas for these concepts? Because I mean, even like the Danny Lobby Gauntlet that you did the other day. I mean, like there's so many unique formats that you guys do.
That is the creativity of Jason Ives. One of our partners, he's the one who, honestly, I have to set up a match for January 24th, and it is a painstaking process just to do one match and get 4 people to agree to play on a certain night and find a guest host that's willing to talk to us for an entire evening of darts that hasn't been on the show before, or maybe he's only been on once in the previous 20 weeks or so. It's tough. It's tough to find players like that are willing to do that on a Tuesday evening and give up their time. So we always have ideas in place, but Jason takes care of all of that, names each show. Some of them are weirder names than others. Some of them are misses. He did Sluggers Attack, trying to hone in on the Louisville Sluggers area. And then we've come to find out they're from Western Kentucky. So Northern Kentucky on that like Cincinnati line, which is not close to Louisville. So he kind of swings and misses sometimes, but you love the creativity that he has for all of this is honestly awesome. So
it's definitely some cool stuff, and people should definitely, after this stream is over, go over to the Point streaming pages and give it a look. You can see me lose 8-1 on there if you look back around February. So there's some great matches there. Look at the location for Dave Hefty here. That is, it looks like he's like in
AKA the dungeon.
The dungeon. It really does look like that. Richard Feeder diddling strong here. Now, we don't know for sure if Dave has 1 or 2 losses, depending on how his 3rd place match went. So we don't have that confirmed yet. But Richard Feeder needs to either win 1 best of 3 or 2 best of 3s. It's going to be all cricket. It goes with the format of the least losses. Richard Feeder is undefeated.
All right. Well, here we go. All cricket for the first, which means Richard's got to be pretty good at cricket if he ran through the winner side of that bracket and it's all cricket format. Averages we're going to see here. I can look up the exact range for them in Division 20. It is a 2.666 to a 2.715. So 265 to 275 pretty much. Yeah. We're going to see them probably throw in the 3s, sometimes the high 3s, sometimes the low 4s. But we're also going to see, if we see a 2 here or there, or somewhere around a 2.5, that's going to happen from time to time too, because the reason these guys are in level 20, consistency. And they're going to have the ability from time to time to do what they need to do, but yeah.
Dave Hefty 2.751 average. So he's right at the 0.01 cutoff there. And
there you go.
You see on the other end, Richard Feeder 2.725. So they're within 0.025 of each other. This is going to be a close affair.
Yes, it will.
No, left.
Who is going to get this done? Who? I didn't see that message that you're referring to.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. You said no Will left.
Yeah, you said who will move on, and I said Will left. It was not a good joke. You should always lower the bar when it's something I've said.
It was either so smart that it went way over my head, or just not a joke
stuff I say.
To me, and so I just thought it was a serious comment.
Fair enough. Actually, Sean, I'll be back in your neck of the woods in January, by the way. So
Yeah, you going up to Ohio?
going up to Ohio for a week, so I might have to see if I can come over and bother you guys over at the castle one of those days. I'm going up for a full week. I was going to go up in mid-January, then I got a jury duties summon in mid-January, so I will have to reschedule when exactly I'm going to be there, but I want to go visit the family before the next CSE season, which may or may not be starting February 20th, maybe? You didn't hear it here. No way, I didn't say that out loud.
Well, now might be a good time to say this. Do you want to know how to become eligible for major PPD events like the CSE Challenger Series?
Boy, do I.
Players become eligible for those by playing in PPD leagues and daily remote tournaments, or DRTs. Leagues are starting daily. Get involved by going to dartstoc.com and checking out the map. The map will show any location with G3 boards within the PPD system. They're always accepting new members, so if you're not seeing anything in your area, have your vendor contact them on the website. From there, players can sign up for leagues on the website. It doesn't take a ridiculous amount of games to be eligible either. Consistently playing one league a week will keep a player eligible for this event in the future. Again, go to dartstoc.com to get signed up today. And to give you that lockdown date to be eligible to play in that February 20th CSE Challenger Series start, it is January 15th, 2023. So get your games in, make sure you're in that top 500 and that you're playing well. And look at that from Richard Feeder. Big 7 mark.
Big celebration with the two. You saw how pumped up he is. He's one of these guys, and you've heard us say it before, when you're looking at these big tournaments with these wide ranging brackets, Feeder, this is not the first time we've had him on the feed, this is sorry about that one. But no, I mean, it shows like it's more about doing well in your level and who can hold their average the most consistently. And he's very consistently done well in these events.
Well, and you can see his shot. He has a great shot. He rocks forward every once in a while on his follow through, which is what his misses are. But I mean, you want to talk about the way he throws is phenomenal. And look at that. 4 bowls to keep Dave kind of in this leg a little bit. Just tapping Richard on the shoulder. But Richard does not care. Big darts from Richard.
Fade away. And look at this behind. Look at all the support
Oh,
from
yeah.
all these different players. And that's one of the coolest things about Nationals is when you don't leave until the last team's out in the bar. It's taboo to leave if you were playing next to somebody that's still in. And look at that. There's a lot of support behind him there. The Broussard family seems to still be there. You can see Mindy in the back corner. Christian somewhere around there. That's Lon Broussard as well. I really hope I'm not butchering that. I mean well.
Not know that was a faux pas to do, because guess what? I definitely wouldn't follow that. If I got beat and I'm frustrated, I'm out of there, because you don't want me to be around you anyway with my negativity.
Well, here's the other thing. It's a Friday night, right? And this tournament right now, it's 6:30 Eastern. In Washington right now, it's 3 o'clock. There's a good chance all these guys are going to either have a blind draw there or go out to a blind draw after. That's very common to see to keep the darts going. So what else are you going to do? You already set the day aside for darts.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, buddy. That's for sure.
Josh Cunningham in chat saying this Feeder dude is hyped, and I mean, wouldn't you be? This is
good.
A final situation. That's what you want to see. Sean, you and I agree on this. We like personality and big expressiveness from players. When Jeremiah Millar came on our stream for the first time, we were like, this is exactly what we want to see. It makes it entertaining and fun. And maybe if you're in the same room, it's not as classy, but on a remote tournament, yeah, get loud, have fun. Your opponents across the country.
No, you're absolutely right. Even if you see banter back and forth between two players, or you see just the different emotions from players behind them, the support that they have being loud, and you can see that going on. That's the stuff that we live for on these streams, right? Is those are the differences that we get from time to time, is the players with the personality, the trash talking before they play that week, the trash talking that they have in the interviews that you do so brilliantly is always wonderful. The personalities of our players really make our sports so awesome, because it's a lot of blue collar, hardworking individuals that wipe the grease off their fingers and then throw darts, and those are always the people that you root for, right? like in every walk of life. So the fact that we get that all the time in our sport is awesome.
You know, it's like when Gerwin Price first entered the PDC and like as one of the big shots is when he started making real waves. Everyone talked about like, oh my God, he's not following the traditions. He's being too much. He's being too loud. But it's that WWE mentality almost. You kind of want to have the good guys, the bad guys, and the personalities. It makes it easier to know who to cheer for and who to cheer against, and it adds drama and intrigue to stuff like this.
Yeah, and again, it's the every person's sport. It doesn't matter. We saw earlier today on the World Dart Championship, we saw 6'8", built like a brick house, Boris Kirchmer, 8-time soft tip world champion, taking on what looked like 5'8", 150-pound soaking wet Toro Suzuki, and no matter the scoreline that occurred, it was not because of their size difference. It wasn't because of any weights that Boris had lifted versus Toro. It's anyone can be anyone in this sport. It's the only game that I can think of where there's just no real advantage by anyone based on who they are. And yeah.
And it's one of the things I like about like tournaments like the Nationals is like because there's no physical difference in a dart player other than their ability to do the same action consistently in throwing. That's why it's an open event. That's why there's women and men in the same bracket. It's purely based off your average and performance. And it kind of just shows more and more why there's players like Chrissy Grimwell out there. And if that women's pool is larger, I mean, Bo Greaves just did waves. And while she didn't win today, spoilers for the World Championship, sorry. But she did throw phenomenal darts, and it just shows that anything's possible. Bo Greaves, if she played in the CSC, would be a contender for first.
Bo Greaves wouldn't just be a contender for first. She would be the hands-on favorite, I think, if she played soft tip and gave that a shot at 18 years old too, by the way. Bo Greaves, I'm just gonna say it will be the first female to make a quarterfinal of the World Darts Championship. She'll be an actual wrecking crew on the PDC when she actually gets her tour card. If she goes to Q school, she's got to be an odds-on favorite to get her tour card. That's how good she is at 18 years old.
Agreed. I will agree with that take full-heartedly. I mean, she is second to none out there right now. So you see Richard Feeder, by the way, that was a huge double 15 in the last start. Kind of ease the tension on that close, puts a lot of pressure on Dave here. He does need at least a trip.
Yep, 5 marks all he needs. Now he can go for the close 17s and just turn this leg completely around. Oh no! Oh no! Just 2 fat 17s, Dave.
Take
he
your
does
time
not.
here.
He goes trip 2, trip 3, and the door is wide open for Richard. There goes the 15s first. I love it. And big darts. I would have liked to stay there on the 17s on the last dart, but other than that, I love it.
He was celebrating his third dart as he was throwing it.
Yep.
That was actually fascinating.
It didn't matter what he did on dart 3. He had already done his job completely.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, Dave feeling the pressure. I don't know if he has 1 or 2 losses, so we'll find out shortly after here based off of Richard's celebration if this is going one more, but it looks like we might have our finals almost done here.
Yeah, how crazy is that? Big darts there. Is that it?
That's a big celebration.
Yeah, it is.
I think that might be it there. I don't know.
Did I see Dave do a like... Yeah, he did like a rolling through motion, so... Oh, it's race to 3?
No. It is not. There's no reason to stay in this league match. If Dave only has 1 loss, they're going to play another best of 3. Now, they could, in theory, do the diddle here, then reload the match, but there's no real reason to do that.
Right,
I think it's also the adrenaline. As you can see, there's a lot of adrenaline there. Richard's checking his phone there. Everyone's kind of keeping their eye, confirming what's going on.
Yeah, I think he's... Would he know, as a player, would you know at this point in time if your opponent has 1 loss or 2?
They typically will text that on the text line here, which is actually what I'm looking at right now to see if they discussed it over here. Unfortunately, that's one of the only things CompuSport can't show in a triple elimination bracket is if there was a loss in that third place match or not. We unfortunately don't know. So match is canceled. We're going to kind of keep on this for a quick second here before doing official winner call.
Hey, CompuSport, add that extra little line there.
Yeah, get on it, CompuSport.
On the third place match if you're listening, which you're not, but if anyone can get this to the people that they need to get it to, add that extra little bit so we know if it's, and so the opponent knows, because that's also fair, right?
Well, we also have to admit, like, this format is so unique in that there's not really a lot of triple elimination tournaments out there.
No, not at all. The PPD, I think, has that one pretty much covered for the most part. In fact, I'd almost be willing to guess that CompuSport made this specific triple elimination bracket just for PPD.
I wouldn't be surprised. I believe they're checking right now if this is over. I think it is. There's some big hugs going on over there.
I love it.
And big hugs. I'm going to double check on CompuSport here as we're trying to figure this out for you guys real quick. I also do know that Kelly Sipe is about to get potentially into the finals there as well from the all seasons. I don't know if we're going to be able to feature that match here. We're going to check real quick on Mr. Feeder's situation here. So in the meantime, enjoy the voice of Sean Green.
All right. Well, what do you guys want to hear? What song? I'll be happy to, sing that for you. Yeah, Kelly is taking on Brandon Hartwig right now. She has to get double dipped there in order to lose. So it might be her versus Chris Roger in the final. But we'll see what's happening here with Richard Feeder. Richard, if you just won, congratulations.
I'm going to say with the fact of all these handshakes going on around here.
Like that's it, right?
I want to say that's it. We're going to see if he sets it up here real quick.
Is he going in there?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Maybe that he's setting up. It looks like he's setting up. We'll see real quick because if there's only one loss for Dave, that means that they have one more best of 3. That's what that means for Richard to win. If not, they have potentially 3 more matches. We've seen it with Leonard Gates and Jules Van Doggen out there
yes,
for
we did.
CSI. It is a reverse sweep of Brazilian is always possible.
And we saw how much that weighed on both players. They were exhausted by the end of that triple dip situation. Leonard, I think, fell asleep about 10 minutes later. And
he did, in fact, fall asleep 10 minutes later.
And if Jules wasn't an immaculately sculpted human being, he probably would have been more exhausted there too. Kevin Schaefer, what's up, brother? Will is not here, so you don't need to say hi to him and suck up to him anymore. It's just good old Nick and I live here at All Seasons Sports Pub in Tacoma, Washington. Well, they're live there. Nick's in his bedroom in Davenport, Florida. Unless he moved.
No, I'm still here.
And I am in my wife's office, which I double as my streaming area.
You say your wife's office, you have more stuff there than her at this point.
Well, in the background I do. Yeah, she's not a big decorator anyway, so she kind of likes a plain look about things. But yeah, live in Fishers, Indiana. That's where I am.
Well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and we're going to find out right now, but the CompuSport did advance him to the winner's side. But, of course, that's done by the players themselves. So we're just seeing real quick while he's at the board. I'm just if he does set up real quick. But I want to say that's a win for him here by the looks of things, especially because there's a long gap before.
Yeah, he's not setting it up anymore.
Yeah, I would say more than likely, unless something crazy happens.
Richard
it
says it's over.
Yeah, it says on CompuSports, so Richard Feeder taking home first place for Division 20. Congratulations, good sir. And I believe that will conclude our coverage here. We just want to make sure that Kelly is not going to come on the feed real quick, so I appreciate you guys' patience. As we said before, this tournament's a little harder to cover than...
Amper over.
If she runs over to the board, yeah. So she's still in her third place match. We're gonna cut to a brief break here, and if there's no more darts left, we'll give you a little sign off. If there's a little bit more darts left, then we'll be right back. Don't go far, folks. I'm Nick Dichiria, joined by Sean Green.
Everything that brought me alive. Though we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It took my innocence without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know there will come. We're up till dawn, but how can I hide you without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my hands without an alibi. Getting lost in memories, the surface deeper. Want it all surrounding, feel it ease. Shining. Shining through.
Hey everyone, Nick Dichiria once again here. Just give us a little update. We might have one more finals for you. We're going to see if that player wants to move over to the streaming board and get all set up there, as I know that they've been grinding away in Division 24. Kelly Sipes. So we're going to see right there. You see Richard Feeder happy about his win there. Shouldn't be too much longer. We'll get a quick update, and if not, you'll get a brief recap from me and Sean on some of our brackets that we watched. Yeah. So don't go far, folks. It literally should be any moment now. We'll have an update for you. Don't go anywhere.
dances, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It's up my hands without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know that will come. We're out up till dawn, but how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Oh, we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It's up my hands without an alibi.
Well, we're back once again. Nick Dichiria, joined by none other than Sean Green, earlier joined by the legend Will Stuart. And I mean, Sean, what happened here? What do we see today? What's the news?
Well, it was a great day of darts. Singles, we gave away. Well, we didn't, but PPD gave away a lot of money, 31,000 plus in payouts today. That is still going on for some of those tournaments. However, we just don't have any streaming setups anymore. I guess that's the sad news when we have a limited option for today. But tomorrow, we are back no later than 3:30 p.m. It might be sooner than that. Probably will be sooner than that. Doubles. And that's the big day. Saturday is the bonus pool day. $50,000 plus in positional payouts. And then from that point, man, we got bonus pool.
The players are coming for the money, baby. That's what they're looking for. Tomorrow is the money day. I only had a $20 bill in my wallet because commentary does not pay as well as these players will be getting paid tomorrow. It's going to be some great stuff. I mean, we've seen players win thousands of dollars, and we're going to see it again tomorrow. It's the most competitive day. It's going to be, for lack of a term, the sweatiest day. There's going to be some scrappy games, some fighting, and really it's going to be a bunch of rager matches.
Yeah, we're not going to be done at 7 p.m. tomorrow, I'm going to guess.
No. Not in the slightest. Well, tomorrow we will be covering not only multiple brackets, multiple locations. We're going to try to get a couple more on our featured locations list. But also the other thing to keep in mind is that once it's all over, we're going to come back and tell you exactly how much people won. We want to make sure PPD wants to be very transparent and say, hey, listen, here's the money, here's how it's given out, and here's who won it. And we get to kind of see it all unfold. And really, we just get the chance to show you the story unfold.
And, I want to give a huge shout out to my indie players who did well today. James Edwards triple dipped Chris Watson in Division 3. That's awesome for James and terrible for Chris, and both are my friends. So I love you both, but James, well done, buddy. He's a beast. James is the type of player that I want to see in the CSG Challenger Series.
And I also wanted to shout out, speaking of Austin Braswell, for helping the Skybox players get onto the streaming board and keeping an eye on that. Huge shout out. He's always a big help to everything we do here. So thank you, sir. And shout out to all the players at all seasons, as I didn't even have to tell any of them. They just all automatically started moving over to that streaming board. We'd love to see it. And it's really something that we can't appreciate enough from you guys. Thanks for your love and support. And thanks for everyone that's been tuning in with plenty of other darting options to watch today. I'm happy that you guys spent a little bit of time with us.
Shocked, but extremely excited. I'm sorry for Nick's mustache. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know why he's tried it. It's obvious he's been growing it out for at least 3 months for it to get that thick for him. But we're going to try and work on fixing that issue for tomorrow.
Here's my wager then. If we get over 500 live viewers tomorrow, I'll shave it on stream.
Not on stream, but he'll shave it. That's gross.
Yeah, no, we're not, no one wants to see that. Oh, man. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. Will, also, happy birthday to your dad. Thanks for tuning in with us as well.
Happy birthday, Gordon.
And Sean, it's been a pleasure as always. I'm excited to do this same time tomorrow.
I've missed you guys. I really have. And I've missed everyone in the chat that's been here throughout the entire streaming session that we've had. And I cannot wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be huge. It's going to be a great day. Lots of darts. Darts all day, literally. Waking up at 8 a.m., you can watch darts all the way through, finishing off with the PPD Nationals in the evening. So get ready for a great day. Plus,
so excited.
Last day before break for all kids for school. So I am extremely happy. If I look worse for wear tomorrow, there's a reason for it. It's because I celebrated tonight and being off for the next 2 weeks. So.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Darting action is abound. We're excited to be bringing it to you and doing our small part in a very competitive streaming space tomorrow.
Yes.
And seriously, thank you all for your love, support, and don't go far because it's only 24 hours away till we're going to be doing this again.
See you guys tomorrow.
Have a good one, everybody.